addressing the quarterback position. They're trying to develop, but they're still going to be looking.
I think, real quick, I think a very intriguing thing that comes out of this is Todd Bowles saying that that number 6 pick is for sale for a bunch of a bushel of draft picks. What do you think?
I think it's available, but I don't know if anybody's going to be willing to trade up. But you can always keep that possibility there because, hey, remember how much he spent in free agency this year, particularly in the secondary. He's going to need young guys coming in, so the market is open in New York.
And it depends if Mariota's there at 6.
Or a great pass rusher.
If but if Mariota slides down, we're a great pass rusher.
That's their best chance.
Absolutely. Edward is here, John Clayton's here. Come back to us here on this set. Trey Wingo's going to bring you NFL Live, and Susie Colbert with the Insiders. We're here at the owners' meetings. It's beautiful out here. Nicole, David Lloyd, back to you.
All right, Sal, thank you. Norman, Oklahoma has been embroiled in controversy this month. Coming up, we're going to take you to spring practice where the Sooners try to turn the school's focus back to football.
Sweet Tart soft and chewy ropes with no artificial flavors or colors. From Sweet Tarts. You want to get cooked in?
Introducing the City Double Cash Card. It earns you cash back now and cash back later with 1% when you buy and 1% as you pay. With 2 ways to earn on purchases, it makes a lot of other cards seem one-sided.
Your mom's got your back. Your friends have your back. Your dog's definitely got your back. But who's got your back when you need legal help? We do. We're LegalZoom. And over the last 10 years, we've helped millions of people protect their families and run their businesses. We have the right people on hand to answer your questions, backed by a trusted network of attorneys. So visit us today for legal help you can count on. LegalZoom. Legal help is here.
Thanks to the true fans of the Bell. And thanks to the Sriracha Maniacs. Without all of you, we never would have thought of this. The new Sriracha Quesarito. Layers of our insanely good Sriracha sauce in the Quesarito you love. Only at Taco Bell.
I actually have a lot of unused vacation days. But where am I going to go? I just don't have the money to travel right now. I usually just go back home to see my parents, so I can't exactly go globetrotting. If I had friends to go with, I'd go, but I don't want to travel by myself. Someday.
There are no more excuses. Find the hotel you want and the flight you want, and we'll find the savings to get you there.
Kick off the 2015 IndyCar season this weekend in the Sunshine State.
That is a ridiculous speed.
The Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg, Sunday at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific on ABC.
Hello. 5-Hour Energy's taste is new and improved. Every flavor. Berry, orange, pomegranate, pink lemonade, grape, citrus lime, plus extra strength flavors like berry, grape, sour apple, and new strawberry watermelon. Delicious. I meant to do that. New improved taste, 10 great flavors. Have you tried 5-Hour Energy lately? Come on, Spike. Okay.
It might take some getting used to. The first ever mini hardtop 4-door.
Alright guys, let's huddle up here and talk probiotics. For digestive health? Yes, and did you know that True Biotics is a daily probiotic that helps in 2 ways? It supports digestive and immune health by working in your gut, where 70% of your immune system lives. Try True Biotics today.
Sports Center, brought to you by Walt Disney World Resort. Come show your Disney side.
Let's go back to Port St. Lucie, the Astros and the Mets. You know, David Wright had just 8 home runs all last season. Swinging pretty good bat this spring. There goes towering shot, his 3rd home run of the spring over the creative catering sign out there in left field, and the Mets with the 3-0 lead here in the third inning. Fourth.
We were a no-show as a team. You know, everybody, coaches, players, everybody. It was an embarrassment, flat out. This is a Dallas Mavericks hard play problem. All right, we don't play hard all the time. All right, and
today
it's pretty clear. That's where our inconsistency is. We made too many mistakes. So, hey, basketball guys are going to get you when you don't show up, play for 24 minutes, and that's what happened tonight.
You got night packs.
Guys, the Mavs a couple weeks ago, and now the coach with some similar sentiments. Our NBA insider Brian Windhorst. Give us some inside stuff here. What is happening with the Dallas Mavs?
What he's talking about is sort of a classic coach situation. There's been a lot of pressure and a lot of focus on Monte Ellis. He's really been struggling since the All-Star break, shooting less than 40%. Had one of his worst shooting games the last few years earlier this week, 4 of 22. And Rick Carlisle said, I don't really want it to be on Monte. I want it to be on the whole team. The whole team's not competing. But part of the reason why they're struggling is that Monte Ellis isn't playing well. Rondo hasn't fit in very well. And they've been banged up with some injuries. And so he's hinted in the last 2 days that there's going to be some changes. I don't really know what sort of lineup changes you can have, to be honest with you, at this point in the season. But I do think they're going to try to take some stress off Monte Ellis. Maybe rely a little bit more on Chandler Parsons down the stretch. They did have some good news today. Dirk Nowitzki had a child this morning, his son.
Congratulations.
So maybe that'll be the thing that changes the Mavs up. But it's a really important game for them tonight against the Spurs. They need some positive momentum. When you look at the West, as the second half of the season has developed, several teams have risen and several teams have fallen. And they're one of them that's fallen. And they've only got a few weeks left to get turned around.
Mavs made some moves, hoping to get in better position. It really hasn't worked out so far. We'll see how it plays out down the stretch. Meanwhile, this interesting dynamic in Cleveland, Kevin Love went on the Dan Patrick radio show. He was asked about who is more likely MVP, his college teammate, Russell Westbrook, or his current teammate, LeBron James. Here's what Kevin Love has to say.
They're both having an MVP type season, but I'm going to go with Russell Westbrook because every single night, you're looking at his stat sheet, they're fighting for a playoff spot, even with Serge Ibaka going down now. Kevin Durant potentially being out the rest of the year, and him still going out there and really fighting for his team and them winning and fighting for that 7th and 8th spot in the playoffs. Russ is arguably having the better season.
All right, this is unheard of for a guy with his current teammate to say another guy on another team is a more fitting MVP candidate. And LeBron, he gins up some emotion over perceived slights. This is not a perceived slight. How is he taking this?
I'm going to clap because that's real. He's being real. Because on my ballot, too, Russell Westbrook is higher than LeBron. Westbrook's probably third on my ballot. LeBron's probably fourth. Look, I don't really care about this, frankly. I think it's interesting. I agree with you, David, that LeBron may give him the side.
Hey, give me an order number real quick, bud. I can't see him anywhere.
I think that at the end of the day,
Only ones I see are with a ComC from regular pick-a-pack.
Chemistry is on the court, as opposed to who's in a Twitter photo or what he says about the MVP.
Yeah, this isn't going to help their chemistry on the court.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The chemistry on the court's not very good either.
It's not good.
No, it's just you look at what's happened with the Cavs. LeBron has really fallen in love.
I don't see it, bud.
Timothy Mozgov. He's come so far with Kyrie.
Give me a second, man. I gotta look into my orders.
There was a couple of games where
Order
LeBron just stood
sheets.
in the corner and looked at him. And then eventually LeBron said, you know what? I'm tired of you playing point guard. I'm going to take the ball. Now they have a nice chemistry with each other. LeBron has a good chemistry with Iman Shumpert. But the chemistry with Love has been choppy. And I don't think this helps. But honestly, they got bigger
6'7", 9'7".
The MVP. But I'll tell you what. This is why players shouldn't and can't vote for the MVP. We've heard Stephen Curry talk about it. We've heard Kevin Durant refer to it. There's a reason why the media do it, because there's political issues.
Oh, Herman, I thought you were daring, dude.
All the players' votes would eventually become public. Our votes are public.
Yeah, I did those, man.
That's why you can't. What if there was?
Oh, nope, I didn't do them.
Four guys on the Cavs.
Let me see. 10-8-1. I think I did those. I didn't timestamp them,
So
though.
I'm happy. Number one, I'm happy.
Nope.
Durant,
Okay, Herman, I got you.
Honest. I think it's good. And number two, I'm happy because it's a reminder of why the media gets the MVP votes.
All right, so it serves both purposes there. Although
it should be an interesting playing fight.
You may be happy. I don't think LeBron's happy. Bears watching, that's for sure. Ryan Windhorst with us today on Sports Center. Now, best odds to win the MVP? Well, people say it's Steph Curry.
Yeah, I got you coming up in 1 second.
Media not just a tremendous basketball player, but a likable guy. Russell Westbrook has had some issues with the media, and that factors into this right now. But right now, Steph Curry leads the way, and LeBron is currently in fourth, as it is in the odds makers in the desert, the way they see it.
The University of Oklahoma has been a major story.
Herman, I was thinking you were Darren for some reason.
Yes, the Sooners are still alive in the NCAA tournament, and the football team is kicking off spring practice. But the school has been talked about more for a fraternity video that went viral than anything else.
That's a fresh box, bud, so it should be. I don't see any problem in it there, Hawkeye. Give me a second, man. I got you coming up
As members,
right after Herman.
AJ Norman now as the Sooners kick off.
Oh no, where'd I go?
This viral video came out about 2 weeks ago. How is the football team moving forward in light of that?
Good afternoon, Nicole. Well, the football team is trying to move forward, but they're doing it with the thought of keeping the issue of racism also moving forward. They don't want this issue to be forgotten. They want it to stay with them. They returned to practice on Monday, and they wore all black as a symbol, a statement of sorts that they don't want this issue to be forgotten. They're off today.
Oh, here it is. I was looking for my sheet. No sweat, man. We're going to do 10, 8, 1, 6.
We're likely to see them in one form or another moving forward. We talked to Ty Darlington, who is one of the...
Go ahead and get you started. That 10, 11 contenders in there hasn't been touched since I put it up. All right, 6 stars, 12, 10, 16, 8, 12, 10. Nope.
Some sort of reference
8, 12.
To raising the awareness of racism, battling that, and that is something that's very important.
I grabbed about a half a case of this stuff anyways, man, so if there are dead packs, we'll replace them for you.
The team got together and discussed this issue and tried to decide how they're going
All right, sorry about that, Herman, man. I didn't mean to do that. Sort of slipped through. Here we go. Number 8, 12. We got 10, 8, 6, and there was 1. No, 10. Good luck.
The room was very much split.
Soriano.
What was the right thing to do?
Ryan. Got the filler in there. Couple base.
The guy said, I don't feel what you're feeling, but you're my teammate.
Jay Bruce. There we go. Matt Newman. Give me number to 799. Got the auto jersey. Snagging one more hit out.
You know, the guy who's sort of giving the feeling of this team to have those discussions and have those meetings and come up with a plan.
All right, there we go. Del Negro.
We're going to be talking to him in a little while, and we'll have that conversation.
Coming out our 14-15 SPX. All right, another one. 3 hits. TJ Warren. Nice, Herman. Number to 799. Herman, this will put you in the lead right now for hits. Number to 799, Allen Houston. 3 more hits there for you. 1, 2, 3.
Before Little Caesars created the new bacon-wrapped deep dish pizza topped with pepperoni and bacon and wrapped in over 3.5 feet of bacon, we only had one question. Is this much bacon even legal?
Now, I'm just a small-town pizza lawyer, but I do declare that wrapping these 8 crispy corners of pizza in over 3.5 feet of bacon is perfectly legal.
Great! Get a large bacon-wrapped deep dish pizza, hot and ready, for 8, and only $12 only at Little Caesars. The world's easiest way to pizza.
Oh, it's all perfectly legal.
So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. Ach, verdammt! I said it 3 times and it's still not true.
We got 1 hit left in our 6 stars.
Is now an American.
We'll try to get those for you, bud.
All new Chrysler 200. America's import. Find it at Chrysler.com.
When sweet and tart meet, the possibilities are delicious. Get ready for Sweet Tart's soft and chewy ropes with no artificial flavors or colors. They're new from Sweet Tarts.
You gotta be who you are. Trust what God.
Took our last 2 packs down to $12 to get this last hit out in our 14-15 SPX. One hit.
We really want to win it, and that was our goal coming into the season.
All right, we got 10, 16, 18, 20.
They've been to places that our program wants to go.
We're here to win the game.
10, 16, 18, 20.
Women's basketball championship presented by
4, 12, 16.
Begins Friday at 7 on ESPN.
What helps keep this small business moving forward?
9 customizable models.
Thanks again, Herman.
Who goes the extra mile? Time Warner Cable Business Class.
All right, Michael, there was 1 pack left that you missed out. I'm going to go ahead and throw it in there, but first let me open up a new box, or let me list the new box so there's no confusion.
Today, Business Class 10 Meg Internet helps Pedigo Greater Long Beach spread the word on the latest models. And 2 dedicated phone lines keep up with customers and custom orders.
One call can make it possible.
You don't need luck to get these great deals at Sportdurst Mazda in Durham. Like the award-winning redesigned 2015 Mazda 3, proving that fuel-efficient cars can be exciting and fun to drive. And at Sportdurst, drive a Mazda 3 for $0 down, $239 a month with the Sportdurst Advantage. A huge selection to choose from. Credit problems in your past? We finance your future at Sportdurst Mazda in Durham.
Hi, I'm Sport Dirt. Remember, you come first at Sport Dirt.
Sports Center, brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
ESPN with an NBA doubleheader tomorrow night. Starts at 7 Eastern. The Bulls, who clinched a playoff spot last night, taking on the Raptors up in Toronto. Then at 9:30, you got Russell Westbrook and Tony Parker, the Thunder, and the Spurs tipping at 9:30 Eastern. The NBA tomorrow night on ESPN live on Watch ESPN.
So today's NBA fantasy player to start, Raptors guard DeMar DeRozan is averaging 25 points on 55% shooting while replacing the injured Kyle Lowry. In the last 2 games, Toronto visits the Pistons tonight. So who to sit? How about this one? Mavericks guard Monte Ellis has averaged less than 12 points on 23% shooting in his last 2 games. Dallas is facing that tough Spurs defense tonight.
How about the NHL? The player to start, gotta be that guy. Jets right wing Drew Stafford. Stafford with 8 points in his last 6 games, and Winnipeg takes on the Canucks tonight. As for a player to sit, gotta go with Islanders center John Tavares, just 1 point over.
No sweat, Herman. All right, here we go. Hawkeyes 16, 12, and 4. Yeah, the pack missing here. I went ahead and added it to it. Gave you a free one. Put up a new box. 20, 18, 16, 10, number 2. Good luck, man. Let's see if we can nail some hits out for you and get you competing for that bobblehead. All right, let's get another Matty Ice. McFadden, Chad Henne, Power Picks.
And then number 12 looks like he's going to win. He's got it in his sights. And then look at the catch to the fifth. Like Brad did last time. I love it. Your winner.
These packs like to shred sometimes.
Good, clean family fun out there in Sacramento, California.
Rucker, Matt Ryan, to Chris Long.
Breaking news here real quick. The good news though, if you're a Dwight Howard fan, the Houston Rockets say they might actually get him back tomorrow night. He's had that bum knee in his 26 games, but he could be back.
Teammates, Bennett, Dennis Dixon, still holding out inside of those. All right, we know we got one coming for sure, man. Might be the jersey piece though. Nope, it's the auto. Check them out.
Insiders on the road for day 2 of the NFL's annual meetings.
No hit, I mean no number, but you got the hit there. Let's see if we can get an extra. Never see too many extras come out of here.
They started at
Maybe a nice
7:30
short
a.m.
print.
local time with immediate
Number to
breakfast,
170.
coaches breakfast, 60 minutes of informal grilling, and the technical session of training practice. Rex and Mike Penn. You'll hear from several of the coaches throughout the show.
Choice.
Our timeline at 9:08 a.m. Eastern, Phil Gageport, Texas Specialist Media Live. He struck with the contract paid $8 million in cap space in 2015. At 11:14 a.m. Eastern,
Miller.
Texas head coach Bill O'Brien said linebacker Debbie McClown is probably the better bet of the Nazareth Z. Hopes to get him on the field during training camp. At 11:37 a.m.
Cabrera.
Eastern, Browns head coach Mike Patton says
All right, there we go, bud. Nonetheless, you got one hit, so we're gonna mark you down for one more. That's gonna be 2 on the day for you, Eric. New box of 6 stars. It's listed up right now.
8 p.m. Chris Mortensen reports that the Bears to sign defensive lineman Ray McDonald. We'll talk about that coming up now.
All right.
Insiders.
So, our giveaway today is going to be an exclusive Summit giveaway. We got that at the Summit there in Vegas. It's got a little certificate in the back. Says it's from the Summit. Whoever gets the most hits today out of our daytime pick-a-pack will win the bobblehead.
And we're right out of the gate. Let's start with Ray McDonald signing with the Bears so they continue to bolster that defense. But there's more layers to this.
Well, that's because everybody's familiar, I think, with Ray McDonald's story when he was with the 49ers last year. Had 2 domestic violence charges or investigations. They hung with him through the first and then the second one in December. They released him immediately. Now, that one in December, it's been more than 3 months since those allegations, and the prosecutor's office has filed no charges. Nothing. Generally, they don't announce that we're not going to charge this guy. In the meantime, McDonald has sued the female in question.
All right, let me check on that for you, Rick.
He's not associated with nefarious activity, as Coach Polian has explained to me. But the Bears
14 Bowman
to go
Sterling,
for it,
number
signed
26.
Reunited with Vic Fangio, who was the 49ers defensive coordinator, to play that defensive tackle and nose tackle position. So the Bears, who need to upgrade their defense, get it with Ray McDonald. The league obviously will review this.
It's important to remember that the Bears are making a sea change on defense, scheme-wise. They're going from an attacking speed 4-3 defense to a power 3-4. So, and although Vic still has attacking concepts involved, but the big people up front are vastly different than what the Browns had. And Vic likes veterans because it's difficult to translate the 2 situations without a veteran guy at each level and to step in and help with the transition. So look for them to add a veteran guy at linebacker, look to add a veteran guy in the back end so they can act as Vic's translators.
And Vic is the one who's vouched for Ray McDonald here, and you can see the effect he's having on the defense. Whether people like it or not, again, Vic Fangio believes in Ray McDonald and believes that he's worth carrying on this roster and believes in his character. So they signed him, and they also signed Jarvis Jenkins, the former Washington Redskins second-round pick who had a promising career before suffering a knee injury in Washington, went through a number of injuries that he could not overcome, and so the Bears bring him in to go along with Ray McDonald, to go along with Pernell McPhee, to go along with Antrell Roll, to go along with the 7th overall pick in the draft. And we talked about the Seawell. What was the word you used there, Bill?
Sea change.
Sea change. The sea change. Well, there it goes on defense. It's undergoing right now.
Yes.
All right, so we'll continue to watch that. A major part of the agenda here at the NFL owners meetings are rules changes, and it seemed as though the #1 priority for the competition committee was safety, and one of those things has been unanimously approved already. Tell us more.
That's right, and that's the proposal that the injury spotter, who is situated in the press box, now is empowered to call down and communicate directly with the officiating, the side judge in this case,
2018.
and basically have a medical timeout to check a player who...
All right, let's see. 20, 18, 14, 10, 8, 2, 6, 26. Here we go. And I kill out our press pass 08. And that's actually the only ones that I had.
Where the spotter then has the right to call down, communicate with the side judge, take that medical timeout, get him over, check him as quickly as possible, and see if he's okay to go back to the game, or see if he should go to that protocol. Actually, I think the Players Association has been pushing for this for more than a year.
Well, it happened in the Philadelphia game.
I'll have to double check on that, man. Give me 1 sec. I'll run a double check.
And the bench didn't spot it, which is understandable. That's why the eye in the sky was put up there in the first place. Now he has the ability to directly affect the field.
Communicate with the side judge and say, time out. Check that guy.
What's the concern about crunch time situation?
All right, here we go, bud. 26, 10, 8, 2, 14, 18, 20. That should close us out. Give me a second, Rick.
So they're going to be very careful about it, but safety
Chris
first.
Long,
If they see a player who
teammates.
is disoriented or is not, here's the general consensus that you use for any injury. Can the guy defend himself? If the guy doesn't look like he can defend himself out
Teammates.
there, then stop the game, err on the side of safety.
McFadden.
All about safety initiatives.
Reflectors, number to 500, and a Matt Ryan.
Tally to all the owners and coaches, and constructors were down 25% this year.
Okay, we'll keep you posted throughout the show. Any more votes, obviously, as
Votes are taking place
Power
as we
pick.
speak.
taking place.
Or McFadden.
Okay, coming up,
Ray
Ralph
Rice.
Sanchez, Mike Patton addresses your Johnny Manziel in his personal life, and the timetable for the return on Thanksgiving. So we'll have much more from the coach's breakfast this morning, Manziel, a big topic.
Brian Brom.
And Colts owner Jim Irsay says there's no sense of urgency in getting these deals done. With what does head coach Chuck Pagano have to say about that? And Rex Ryan is here to chat with us. He'll be joining us next. Clay
Teammates.
is coming out of Buffalo. Rex, all of it. Rex.
Holding out to the last box. There it is. John Carlson. Putting one more down for you, teammates. All right, here we go. Boom, two of them. We got an Earl Bennett.
Now through March 28th, head to Dick's Sporting Goods for
Collegiate leaders. Two more there for you, Mike.
Nike Tempo track shorts. Stock up on Titleist prior generation Pro V1s. Get to Dick's for big spring savings. Every season starts at Dick's.
All right, bud. Two of them in there for you.
You, my friend, recognize when a trend has reached critical mass. Yes, when others focus on one thing, you see what's coming next. You see opportunity. That's what Type E does. And so it begins.
With E-Trade's Investing Insight Center, you can spot trends before they become trendy. E-Trade, opportunity is everywhere.
This beer, light beer, is one of the hardest beers in the world to brew. Mainly because there are no heavy flavors to hide any imperfections. And it just so happens that Miller Lite has won more gold medals than any other light beer. Now there's some barroom trivia for you. It's Miller time. This is not just any turkey, because this turkey is 100% whole turkey breast. And this breast isn't on just any Rachel. It's on an Arby's Rachel sandwich. Arby's, we have the meats.
It might take some getting used to. The first ever mini hardtop four-door.
Up to 75% of a car's engine wear happens during warm-up. New Castrol GTX Magnatec has intelligent molecules that cling, providing an extra layer of protection from the start. New Castrol GTX Magnatec.
The philosophy of geometry.
Only in America does a restaurant famous for its square hamburgers
Let's see.
get to present an award to the college basketball player with the most well-rounded game.
This has been the Wooden Award presented by Rudy's presentation of philosophy, presented by Jay Billis.
And remember to vote for the best college basketball player at woodenawardvote.com. It's our website.
Scott Van Pelt has joined the conference. Told us so I'm a little bit late. Hope I didn't keep you guys. Hello? Anybody there? Hello?
Hang on, Mike.
Am I the first or what? Hello?
On the 6th.
Anybody there?
On 26.
Insiders, brought to you by Snickers. Snickers satisfies.
Okay, welcome back, and it's great to have Rex Ryan with us. I have to admit, I'm really struggling every time I open up a page and write a note, or I just want to say Jets. It's making me nuts. How has the adjustment been for you?
You know what? I think immediately, you know, you move
220,
on
310.
because it's, in my thing, you know, you're let go, you're fired from the Jets, so it's like you're done, absolutely done with them. So yeah, I haven't slipped up at all, but I get it. You know, I spent 6 years there, and then not only do I change the dresses, but I'm actually in the same division. So, you know, I get where some people are coming from, but we are the only team in New York, so
Okay.
Buffalo Bills.
Geographically, you're correct.
Absolutely. Well said.
Before the
Yeah.
guys jump in, let's start with the quarterback, because just the way the rules are now, it's tough, you know, coming in, the new guy, to get your hands on, especially the young quarterbacks. What's your philosophy then on evaluating?
Well, I think first off, we have to look at it. We have 4 guys that we're going to evaluate, and obviously, it's a critical decision for your organization. You got to make sure you got the right guy. But you know, we created that competition, bringing in Matt Castle, you know, bringing in Taylor and things. So it'll be good with the mix that we already have with EJ in particular and Jeff.
Well, it's possible, man.
The thing is, you know, we got to find out a way to organize our.
We got some cheap packs up that you can probably snag some hits out. 6 stars is a good one right there.
But you got to have it also here.
6 stars, 11 contenders.
You know, we're already
You
looking
mentioned
at
this
that.
already, 2 fields, right? Having 2 fields going at the
We want to try to get those one items. Our select right now is getting hot.
No, I've heard.
We got 2 packs in our SPX.
So I'm kind of tired of it. I mean, you have a son, Seth, a receiver, Clemson. You have it was pretty good. And you have a receiver from Clemson named Sammy Watkins. Have you ever heard of the K-gun offense, by the way?
Yes, I
With Jim
have.
Kelly?
Yes.
Are you serious about running 50 times a game, or are you just kind of poking?
No, I'm kind of poking, but I think really if Jim Kelly was our quarterback, then we'd throw it 50 times.
They ran at 51% versus pass at 49.
So,
Well,
you know, this is a tough thing. You can't be wrong there. I mean, I would have a tough time messing that up. You've got a Hall of Fame running back, Dermot Thomas, a Hall of Fame quarterback, a Hall of Fame receiver. You know, it's like, that would be nice. I'll sign up for that, and I think I might be fairly successful.
So you signed up for a Pro Bowl running back. How does that trade happen?
You know, it was interesting. I think it's really, trades happen when there's 2 teams that are motivated. They think it's good for their side, obviously. And when we looked at, you know, when we got the call, you know, Kiko Alonso's a young player that we never wanted to lose. Absolutely. But,
Hockey, wrestling,
you know, if you
UFC.
get a player like Sean McCoy, you're obviously going to give up something. And, you know, we just thought that, you know, we liked it from our standpoint to get Sean McCoy in. And then they liked it, obviously, getting Kiko Alonso in.
There are people that said it took only a half hour to do that deal. Is that accurate?
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, it was, it happened quick. You know, Doug Whaley brought it to our attention, and then, you know, we responded, and things got done quickly.
I read about your response, but would you go ahead and tell us about that when you heard that Sean McCoy was available?
Yeah, it was, well, you know, we heard about it. Actually, my running back coach and assistant head coach, Anthony Lynn, thought that might be a possibility that he could become available. We kind of just dismissed it, but then when we got the call, obviously, you know, you got to find out what the asking price is and things like that, and it just so happened that it worked out. And you know, being somebody that wants to run the football, and more importantly, having a threat that we can run it at any time, any down and distance, I think that's going to open up the passing game for us. And obviously, we were really excited about that.
Without giving away any scouting report secrets, you're going from a 4-3 alignment where Jerry Hughes and Mario thrive to whatever it's going to end up being.
Right.
Have you finished that conversion? Do you know what you're going to look like?
Oh yeah, I mean both those guys will be on the field every snap for us, and you know hopefully stay healthy. But yeah, we'll have the ability in the system. We'll be able to go in and out of 3-4, 4-3 like we always have, and we've already worked on it. One of them may be an in, one one of them may be an outside linebacker on a particular play, and sometimes they may both be outside backers. But with our base 11 guys, they'll be on the field, and like I say, one can be an outside linebacker, one will be a defensive end. You got to figure out who's who.
Where does Kyle Williams and Darius fit?
Right there in the middle. So
some way, somehow. Huh?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think when you look at those two, they're both flexible. They can both play over the nose. They can both play tackle. And so you know, we can stand in and out of fronts and things. But yeah, both those guys are special.
How about the Jimmy Leonard position on the back end? Is there someone there who you've identified to play that?
Well, I think, you know, when you look at Aaron Williams, I think he's a guy that's probably underrated in this league. He did a tremendous job, in particular last year. But a guy with ability that's played on the corner, can, you know, play man coverage, can play inside, outside. Smart. I love the way he plays. Great passion for the game. He's a good tackler. So I think that's a great start right there.
Not having a pick in the first round of the draft, how is that impacting the philosophy this offseason?
Well, you know, we've kind of taken the approach that we want to go into the draft with not having any holes. So
We're got to take a lunch here in the next 10 minutes, guys. So if you got any orders, go ahead and place them on in. I'll break them before I head on out for a few.
Available, so to speak. I don't know if we're there yet, but you know, maybe we're targeting an area or two. But you never want to, you know, target, you know, a position and go on top of the best player. I mean, if it works out and it's all the same, yeah, go with need. But take the best player, and I think at the end of the day, that you'll be happy that way.
Final thing, we know you're all in Buffalo, even to the point of your.
Let's see what I can do.
Right,
Tell us
absolutely.
about the truck.
Well, that's about as subtle as a punch in the nose, and
you've always been subtle.
Absolutely, but you know, I think with me,
There it is.
There it is, right there.
Subtle.
It is very subtle. I'm not going to be able to get away with a whole lot, I don't think. They may know it's me, but you know what? That's kind of how I feel, and that's really the way the community is, and how excited I am to be in that community and understand how important the Bills are. And one thing I want the fans to know for sure is that they have a coach that is right there. When I say this is my last stop as a coach, that's it. Because I'm putting everything I have into it. My vehicle's even into it. But it's just the way it is. I can't wait. You know, the tough part about it right now is we're so excited as a organization to get going, and yet our players aren't even in yet. Yeah. So, you know, it's like, oh, we can't wait to get that going.
And the truck is still safer than the tattoo. So
Yeah.
you're good there.
I forgot I gave the guy permission to shoot that picture of my tattoo all over the country. I forgot I gave that.
Rex, it's always great to see you.
Great seeing you.
Thanks for stopping
Thanks
by.
for coming. My pleasure.
We continue here on NFL Insiders. Richard Page, chairman of the competition committee, will join us. Also, while Peyton Manning is essentially a quarterback/offensive coordinator at this stage of his career, does new head coach Garrett Kubiak have any concerns how their styles will mesh? And the Buccaneers.
Let me check for you, Brian.
Number one pick in the draft. Could the selection be Jameis Winston or Marcus Mariota? Bucs GM Jason Light joins us live.
I see him here, man. I got you. We got 3-6-15.
A small business's life is no different. That's why Constant Contact email marketing is built to evolve with your business, month to month, year to year. So whether it's an email to reach new potential customers, or a quick and easy way to announce a big sale.
All right. Sorry, man. That one didn't sheet for some reason.
Free expert coaching are all you'll need, no matter how much things change. Help your small business do more business. Try email marketing free at ConstantContact.com.
Standing tall has nothing to do with height. The 1936 Stubby Bottle is back.
Ted's morning was not going well, and when his battery light lit up, it went from bad to worse. But a quick pit stop to AutoZone, where they checked out for free, and Ted and his car were back to peak performance.
Give me a second, Brian.
And we'll help get you there. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
I don't know why they didn't sheet, man. I saw them on the order sheet, though, so I got you coming up. Just let me adjust this listing here real quick, and I'll be ready to go.
Kick off the 2015 IndyCar season this weekend in the Sunshine State.
That is a ridiculous speed.
The Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg, Sunday at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific on ABC.
You don't need luck to get a great deal at Sporters Hyundai in Durham. Drive a new 2015 Hyundai Elantra with state-of-the-art technology, spacious interior, and outstanding fuel economy for 0 down.
All right, here we go, man. Sorry about the wait on that, Brian. Had to go in and do some stuff. 15, 16, and 3 here for our 15 Donruss MLB. Number to 302 on page. Nolan Ryan. There we go. Scherzer. Short print there to 25. Signature Series auto. Knocking one out of there. Just gonna put you down for a hit also. For the bobblehead. Whoever has the most hits here today out of Pick a Pack wins the Summit exclusive bobblehead. Stanton. You Darvish.
Weather has been sensational here.
All right. It's going to be one hit, Brian. Thanks, man.
Inside, behind closed doors, taking care of business, and that includes the chairman of the competition committee, Rich McKay, who also
It's going to be 15 Donruss.
It's great to have you here, kind of take us behind the scenes. So, kind of what's the priority right now coming out from behind those closed doors?
Well, this morning's a morning where we basically go through the entire book. So we have a 100-page report that we write every year, and in it is going to be positions we take on player personnel rules, positions we take on playing rule proposals, statistics, everything. And so we did that this morning, which is the whole book. And then we voted on a number of proposals. We voted on 4 kind of safety proposals, if you will. And then we voted on every instant replay proposal, which I think there were 12 of them. So it was a unique year. Typically, as Bill knows, because he lived on the committee forever, you know, there's 3 or 4 proposals from teams, and there's 6 or 7 proposals from the committee. This year, we got 13 proposals from teams. On
Taking $1 off a pack of our new 15 Donruss here. So, trying to knock out one more hit.
The actual intent of instant replay, how instant replay has worked, which has been very successful for us, and how we really were not comfortable as a committee in trying to expand replay to penalties, and this idea that you could put a penalty on, or you could even review a penalty, and that was really the focus of this morning.
You brought up 4 safety rules that did pass. Can you debrief us on what did pass this morning, please?
Yeah, sure. It's one is the push play, which occurs when 2 players on defense push into an offensive player. And it really creates a safety issue. We've always had the rule on kicks. Now we put it on the punts. We extended the defenseless player protection. So we had a couple plays this year we never would have contemplated, where a receiver was up in the air, ready to catch the ball. The defensive player came in front of him, intercepted, and then he got absolutely leveled by
Oh, great. Are we not cheating now?
Person, and it was a foul. But because the ball had been intercepted under our rules, he's no longer defensive. So we just had to.
Damn it, we're not cheating now.
Still opposing the best penalty.
Give me a second, fellas.
And so then there are a couple other ones that weren't as big. We did pass the ATC spotter, which allows him to stop the game if he sees a player in distress that he thinks may have had a concussion. He can stop the game and have the player removed. We did that this morning also.
Overdue, I think, on that one. Now, let me ask you a quick question. You mentioned something about working with Pauline.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, great. What do we got? 1, 3, 4, 8, 10. And last pack. There we go. I was about to say, oh no. We got 04, number 11 also. That's going to be a fresh box.
Speaking of that, what's left? So we voted on all the replay proposals. We've got one on roster, that's going from 90 to 75 all the way to 53. We've got one that deals with PUP and when you can practice. So we've got a lot of technical things. not, a lot of the meat was today. There'll be probably 5 to 6 votes tomorrow.
How about extra point?
Extra point's still out there. Didn't vote on it today. Discussed it. New England has a proposal on the books to move the extra point to kick back to the 15-yard line to snap. Indianapolis had a proposal which they withdrew. I think tomorrow will be interesting to discuss.
The potential 9-point play with that.
Yeah,
That was withdrawn. What about the statistics on the preseason experiment on the extra point move back?
Yeah, so we did the experiment this preseason, and we found just what we thought. We moved it back to the 15-yard line, snapped them there, 23-yard line is where the ball was, then kicked them to the 33-yard field goal. It moved the number down.
Before reloaded back up, we got Mike coming up.
99.5, which is where we are every year. We came down. We just wanted, our idea as a committee was, we want to put more skill in the play and get away from it just being a celebration play. I think there's an interesting proposal that's going to get a lot of debate, which is this idea of putting the ball at the 1-yard line and then giving the team the opportunity to decide what it wants to do. I think that's going to get some support because I think some coaches like that idea, and I think they like the idea that may bring an exciting play back into the game. Because as Bill knows, we've been on the committee a long time, and we've seen plays come out of the game for safety reasons that you guys view as exciting, like the kickoff. This might be an opportunity to make an exciting play out of a play.
All right, let's see what we can get. Number 11, we're going to go with UFC 11, 10, 8, 4, 3, and 1. Good luck, man. Should have 3 hits in there. If not, we'll hook you back up.
This is all the sun.
Should be the good ones, though. First pack out of our 04.
As we continue here.
Sammy Sosa.
Up next, there's been a massive exodus of Andy Reid's former star players in Philly this offseason.
All right, into the UFC here. Already numbered on the back. 888, Matt Hughes.
Now through March 28th, head to Dick's Sporting Goods for incredible
Number to 88 on the back.
Buy one, get
Your
one
base.
50% off on the Adidas pull-up pant. Save $5 on the Under Armour cleanup kit.
All right, we got a thick pack here. Let's see what we got. Maynard. The 888, here we go. Anthony Pettis. It's a 101, bud. Boom. Check it out. You got the plate jumbo mat there. 1 of 1. That's a super piece of the mat, man. It's got a piece of the ring in there. The stitchings. Nice. Let me get you a 1. One of ones get the one touch always. One touch of 101 for you. Gonna be the first one dropping out of there. Number to 888. There you go. Number to 288. Oliveira.
Buy one, get one 50% off select slides and sandals or Vector tees.
Couple base in there. Here's another thick pack. I want to see the booklet come out of one of these. All right, Chris Laban. Oh, just got the finest Reds piece. Gonna be a hit nonetheless. That's 2 for you. Should have an auto coming on out. All right, check it out. You got the Wheelman gold. Number 7 to 88. Jim Miller for the autograph. Nice sweet on cards in there too. That'll be 3. Come on, extra. Get an extra one, it would be sick. 888. Number to 188. That would have been a sick auto. Alright, snagged your 3 out of there. Closes our stuff. Alright, 1, 2, 3. That's gonna tie you up for first place there, Michael. You're tied with Herman with 6 hits apiece, leading for the bobblehead doll.
So I've heard Bucks GM Jason Light talk about the honor and the privilege of having the #1 overall pick, but something you never want to have again.
All right, we got Eric coming up, number 2 for our basketball.
The weight of that.
One of them got the hit in them.
The pressure to do it right.
All right, not bad there, Mike.
There's a lot of work that goes into it, but it's a lot of fun. You know, like I said, we never want to have this again.
Do I got any more of that UFC? Let me check.
But from our area scouts who've been camping out before,
I sure do. Put up one more box here before I do this pack for you, bud.
I'd like to say Hawaii, but we'll wait to meet Marcus and his family, I think, when we go have a private workout there in Oregon. But there's been a lot of work, not just them, you know, the other players that we have ranked at the top of the board. But it's just, there's a lot of work, but we have a lot of fun with it.
Let's go back to last season. You were very active in the free agent market. And then the record didn't show improvement, but if you looked at the tape, you could see improvement from one week to the next. Give us an overview of where you feel the team is right now.
Well, you know, from the record, you know, and the fans sometimes don't understand, you know, we're around them every day, and we saw that, including our owners and all of our coaches, that we did get better, like you said. And, you know, the record didn't show it, but we lost, you know, 8 games by 6 points or less. Just became very close. We did this without an offensive coordinator. We hired who we think is one of the best offensive coordinators in the game, Dirk Cutter, which we think dramatically improved our team right now. And then we're going to take advantage of, you know, the players that we can sign during free agency period and then the draft, obviously. And we're very excited about the direction that we're going.
Since you brought up Dirk, let's just go down that road. What would you expect the style of the offense to be? Obviously, you have to plug a quarterback in, but what's the hopeful style?
Well, the one thing that we loved about Dirk, besides his qualifications and, you know, his body work, is that he always adapted to what the strength of the team was. When he was in Jacksonville, Maurice Jones-Drew, he was a running team. Got to Atlanta, he's got Matt Ryan, so it was a passing game. Now I think the goal is to be balanced.
What's up?
And he has shown that he can be balanced.
Hey, you got her?
He's going to use the strengths of the team.
Oh, damn it, you didn't tell me.
You already met with Jameis Winston.
All right.
You can take
All right.
out of those meetings with the time that you spend.
Bye, I gotta go.
You know, he.
Eric, you gotta give me 1 second, man. I gotta go pick up my daughter real quick, man.
Very smart. He lit up the room. That's what you liked about him. Incredibly smart. I know I mentioned that already, but that was he's a hard worker. He's very dedicated, and he loves the game. It's all those things that you love.
Sorry, Eric, man. I gotta go pick my daughter up here real quick. Give me just about 10 minutes, man. I'll be right back. Sorry, man.
They both have a lot of.
Thought my wife was picking her up today. I'm actually late. I'll be back in just a minute.
There was a lot of talk about Marcus and his personality and whether it was necessarily like NFL ready in terms of just charisma and energy. How does he strike you?
You know, when you sit down and you spend a day with him like we did at One Buck, he's very sarcastic. He's fun in a good way. He's got a great sense of humor, and he's got a way of people opening up to him. He's got leadership traits that you don't necessarily see in a 2-minute interview. When you spend the day with him, it really opens up your eyes to what his style is.
Bill has talked about the importance of letting the whole process play itself out. Would you anticipate making a decision any time before the week of the draft?
You know, and we could. I don't want to rule that out. Just like I wouldn't rule out, you know, getting a great offer.
I was just going to ask you that.
So, why open that door this week?
Yeah, you did.
And, you know, just 5 minutes before I was here, we started talks with the team. No, I'm kidding.
That would be good.
Insider alert.
And
There'll be phone calls, right?
I'm sure there will be, just everybody testing it to see what it would take. But you know, we're not going to pass on a franchise quarterback if we feel like one of these quarterbacks is franchise, you know, ready and franchise worthy for the Buccaneers. That's one thing that we, that the team, the fans, and the town has wanted for a long time.
In the final hour, what'll separate the two?
It'll just be, you know, our comfort level. It'll be the comfort level of Lovey, myself, obviously, our owners, and I think we all have a comfort level with both of them right now. We still have the private workouts with both of them. We're just going to ingest all of the information that we can before we make the decision.
Does the fact that Marcus is a guy who extends and is athletic and can run, and perhaps might be a little lighter than the ideal, does that bother you any, or can you see him adapting quite easily to the NFL?
You know, I don't want to say bothers, but it's just one of the things that we have to evaluate with him. Just like there are a lot of things with Winston that we're also weighing into consideration. But you know, the fact that he is athletic and can run, that's definitely a positive. Just like, you know, Winston has a great pocket presence and he's got a strong arm and a winning pedigree. There's a lot of positives, more positives than negatives of both of these guys. It's a good year to have the first pick.
It surely is. It surely is.
Well, best of luck with the process. We appreciate you stopping by. We can't wait to see how it all turns out.
I can't either. Thanks for having me. Good luck, Jason.
Thanks for coming. Good
Coming
luck
up
on
here on
draft day.
NFL
Appreciate
Insiders. Well, we'll talk about it turned out pretty good for another quarterback. Tom Brady, you know he was a 6th round steal, but also a compensatory draft pick. Bill Polian on the importance of these picks and draft strategy as the 2015 picks have been released.
It's the first ever mini hardtop 4-door. It might take some getting used to. The mini hardtop 4-door with no cost maintenance, standard.
Up to 75% of a car's engine wear happens during warm-up. New Castrol GTX Magnatec has intelligent molecules that cling, providing an extra layer of protection from the start. New Castrol GTX Magnatec.
Honey, you can't be so careless.
Okay.
This is our orange money. This is what we're setting aside for our retirement.
Those are your jeans.
How much orange money will you need in retirement? Find out now at Hoya.com.
Kick off the 2015 IndyCar season this weekend in the Sunshine State.
That is a ridiculous speed.
The Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg, Sunday at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific on ABC.
How does a small goat farm grow into a retail business?
140 orders a day.
And a trusted partner ready to pitch in. Time Warner Cable Business Class. Bundle and save with high-speed internet, phone, and Wi-Fi hotspot access for as low as $79.98 per month. Make the switch to Time Warner Cable Business Class today. Business Class 10-meg internet keeps Beekman 1802 on top of online orders, and 25 advanced phone features help to connect with customers and neighbors.
One call can make it possible.
You don't need luck to get these great deals at Sportdurst Mazda in Durham. Like the award-winning redesigned 2015 Mazda 3, proving that fuel-efficient cars can be exciting and fun to drive. And at Sport Durst, drive a Mazda 3 for $0 down, $239 a month with the Sport Durst Advantage. A huge selection to choose from. Credit problems in your past? We finance your future at Sport Durst Mazda in Durham.
Hi, I'm Sport Durst. Remember, you come first at Sport Durst.
One of the been many interesting notes to come out of the owners' meetings. Colts owner Jim Irsay said there's no sense of urgency to get a new deal done with Andrew Luck because he's only heading into his 4th year in the league, so he still has 2 years left, looking more like a subject for next offseason. And here's the head coach.
That's for them to decide. You know, my focus is on the football team. Andrew's focus, like I know Andrew, is on being the best quarterback that he could be. So, you know, we've got a job to do. We all have jobs to do. We'll focus on those jobs, and it won't be a distraction.
And were we buying that?
Business as usual. That's exactly what we did with Peyton Manning. Jim believes in going as far as you can into the contract, principally to avoid catastrophic injury, and then to take it up at the appropriate time. So that's business as usual.
Can we just clear up, because I think the two quarterbacks have been linked, Russell Wilson and Andrew Luck, that deals will be getting done for both of them, why that isn't necessarily the case?
Well, Andrew was the first pick in the draft, so therefore it's more or less a 5-year plus commitment, 4 years plus a 5th-year
All
option.
first-round picks having a 5th-year option.
At big money, and of course it's fully guaranteed there. Russell being a 3rd-round pick, he's basically working off that 3rd-round minimum money. They've had minimal talks, even though John Schneider said, yes, we've met. Russell's agent is Mark Rogers. He's a baseball guy. He kind of gets the cap issues. Russell's not panicking over it. He's more focused on getting his team to a better spot. Just one interesting baseball note on Russell, since he's represented by a baseball agent. He's still property of the Texas Rangers, and he'll be there Saturday in Surprise, Arizona, by the way, for a preseason game. He wanted to play in the game, but the Rangers said, no, we want to protect you. You come take a little batting practice, and you can take the lineup card out. You can sit in the dugout, but you're not going to play in this preseason, in this exhibition game.
Andrew's rights are held by the Colts, and they can invoke those rights by simply picking up the 5th-year option. Russell is a restricted free agent.
After this year.
After this year.
That clears that up. Let's move on to...
All right, sorry about the wait, Derek.
We spent quite a bit of time on yesterday's show talking about the possible scenarios for
All right.
future after he fueled speculation by saying he'll play out his current contract rather than extend it. Mike McCoy addressed his quarterback this morning.
Well, this is not the first time a player's done this.
Here we go, bud.
So,
Number 2. We got a hit in one of these packs. Let's see if you got it. There's only one pack left.
It's all speculation right now, as Antonio Gates said.
And it's going to have the hit.
Of our team, and
You got the Grant Hill die cut.
We've all said all along that
Sorry about the wait on that, Eric.
So, do we plan on Philip retiring the Chargers? We've said Tom
I'll check out what our packs are looking like now. We got one hot pack inside of our 14-15 SPX.
The Browns are expecting Johnny Manziel to participate in all-season workouts beginning April 20th after he completes more than 2
All right,
months of treatment.
packs are wide open.
Jim Ray Farmer emphasized yesterday that the final decision is in the hands of the people handling Manziel's rehab. But here's Mike Pettin talking about it this morning.
The feedback's been good. And again, I've spoken on this before. I prefer to keep this. I mean, this is
Dang, that much, bud?
I don't have a set date for when he's coming
That's
back.
a sick hit, then.
And when he gets back, it'll be full speed ahead for him. It's a backseat. I mean, it's for his football life to get it to where it needs to be. Then he needs to get the personal life where it needs to be. So that's where we are. This takes precedence. So it's however long time he needs, then football will be there when he gets out.
What are you guys hearing about the potential for drafting another quarterback in the first round?
I don't even they're set at the quarterback position. They're open to making a move at that spot in the right place for the right quarterback. I think we saw that with their interest in
Oh, man, I don't know why we're not seeding now.
Johnny Manziel to be your guy. They went out and signed
Great.
Josh McCown. So they're making moves at that position, and they're not.
I know Hawk's going to love that one.
Yeah, listen,
All right, let's see what this hit's going to be.
You're talking about his football life, but his personal life really is, in this case, more important. I know some people who know Johnny well who says he is very serious about taking care of the deep-rooted issues that have put him in this place. Somebody's going to stay in these rehab places for 30 days. They're out and some outpatient treatment. This is going to be a 2-month plus commitment, and then I think continued outpatient treatment.
And it's a 2-step process. The first is getting his life.
You both bought number 4, so yours is going to, I can either refund you back, Michael, or give you a pack replacement, because Eric got that one.
I can tell you, you're not counting on it.
And I think there are people with their 2 first-round picks. If for some reason Marcus Mariota does slip in this draft, it would not be a surprise if they drafted or selected Marcus Mariota.
So they have potential to be able to move around. They could go quarterback. And the other thing I had asked Mike Pettin about too was another priority. You know, his defense last year was a bit disappointing as well. And he said since the season ended, defensive line and stopping the run, that's been a point of emphasis. So they can go many ways in the first round.
Here we go, number 4. It's going to be one hit. Let me know what you want to do there, Hawkeye. I got another box. I can replace it for you out of a new box or just give you the credit back. All right, here we go. McDermott. Number to 499. You got the autograph jersey piece for McDermott. All right, Eric, that gives you one more hit.
Study what he's done, and he's been doing those things.
I'll put up a new
for so
box.
many years, and then take the things that we do and that we feel are very important to being successful for us offensively. And a lot of people put emphasis on what he's calling the plays at the line, but we've also prepared to do that throughout the course of the week. So in a lot of ways, you're still working together. You're just going about it a different way. But we'll run the ball and we'll play pass, and those are things that. Peyton's been one of the best play-action players in the game for many, many years.
It's gonna be a new box.
Together, and now it's time to go to work on the total product.
Let's see if we got a silver pack in here.
Well, that's really interesting. Great jab is the left over. He's a quarterback over the speed game before and now.
Nope, just the regular packs again. Got one more box left.
Concepts of working together. Peyton put up 30 points a game with Adam Gase as his offensive coordinator. They only ran for about 12 yards less per game than the Ravens did. So there's things to put together. It's going to be interesting to see how they unfold. But to expect some major jump, I mean, he's accomplished a lot in his few years in Denver.
Yeah, there's not a long way to go there offensively. He had a downturn when he pulled the quad muscle in the San Diego game. That's what everybody remembers. They remember the last game. Prior to that, for 3 years, it was pretty darn good. What Coombs will give him is a sound, solid running game that you can rely on week in and week out, that you don't have to scheme. It's built into the system. And with that, the play-action pass will be much more effective.
That is a big issue, I think, and it will be an issue in the draft. It was an issue at the end of last season, throughout the season, and I think it's the kind of thing where they know that they can't lean entirely on Peyton Manning. Throughout the course of his entire career, so much time, the burden has been all on him. And even in Denver, there was a sense there from some people in the organization that other people preferred they knew that Peyton would pick up and carry the slack for them. And I think now they want to spread that out a little bit and get the running game to ease the burden on him.
I repeat, in Indianapolis, with Edgerrin James and Dominic Rhodes, we ran the ball well. It wasn't all Peyton.
Give the line, give the running backs. It all works pretty together.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Let's move on from the former #1 pick to the future of #1 picks in this year's draft. Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota, obviously favorites to be this year's top selection. They've been competing in the spotlight for 2 years, from Heisman trophies, national title appearances, and a game against each other in the Rose Bowl. So here's a few AFC coaches from this morning on their impressions of the highly rated quarterback.
Later, man.
Beginning with Bill O'Brien.
Marcus Mariota, I spent time with him at the combine. I can't say.
All right, Herman, let's see. What do we get? Some 14 contenders.
I was really impressed with his intelligence. I was impressed with his demeanor. When he walked in the room, I thought he had a great vibe. We had the opportunity to interview Winston at the combine, too. He's a different kid than Mariota, but they both have great energy, really bright eyes. They've been very well.
It's going to be a brand new box here of our 14 contenders.
I've been very impressed with him. We spent an hour and a half with him in the classroom, went out on the field and worked out with him, and how he handled all of that situation. He did a very nice job.
Marcus, he's done, virtually 100% of the time in Oregon. And I thought he did a good job at the combine. He had obviously worked on taking the pass from the center. Again, the combine's on there until but I thought he was obviously he's an athletic kid. He's going to be able to from under center with a little work, that's for sure.
In the on the field stuff that we did with him, taking snaps from center, it wasn't a big deal. I mean, you certainly know that he's been working on that, and he's obviously a high-level athlete because of the success he has. So you would naturally think that he could make that transition.
We
hadn't spent as much time with Jameis as we have with Marcus. In the short time, the 15 minutes that we got with him at Indy, he was very impressive. You know, obviously he's got a good feel for the game and protections and understanding those things, and he's had a lot of success.
Jeez, I need a new marker bad. 1, 3, 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7. 11, 14.
In one way or another, that's how I believe it shapes up. I believe somebody will move up to go get the other quarterback that doesn't go in the #1 spot, because I think both of these quarterbacks are talented enough to go up high, and there just aren't many quarterbacks. And so the teams that don't have one are going to be that anxious to go get one.
What you heard about Bill O'Brien say about Marcus Mariota is everyone's opinion. He's gold-plated when it comes to the so-called intangibles.
All right, here we go, Herman. 14, 11, 7, 6, 5, 3, and 1. Trying to pull off in first place. You and Mike right now are tied for first place for hits here for the day. We got 4 hits in here, or 5 hits in here. It's going to be a small wood for the first one. Number to 199.
If you remember, in Greg Schiano's year, they spent a lot of money on free agents, and the results were much more good. I thought they were making progress, but the Glazer family that owns this team is going to expect results. And so,
Jamie Hill, rookie.
They say is Jameis Winston, so that's why I think we get Winston.
Right, and everybody says Winston is the real deal, and in terms of free agency,
Decker.
it's okay to hit some doubles instead of home runs.
Got the MVP for Kaepernick. He's numbered to 99 there in the side.
Can't be foul balls. They got to be in play.
All right, speaking of changes, perhaps no team has seen a makeover quite like the Eagles this offseason. They are the first
Base
team
pack.
in NFL history to lose 1,000-yard rusher and receiver, and a number of those players were former Eagles head coach Andy Reid selection. So needless to say, at direct
We got a Drew Brees, MVP.
It wasn't my guys or not my guys. That's not. I didn't see any of
Doug
that.
Martin.
Feel any of that.
Second one's going to come out. Tell Farrell.
The league is about to
Nice.
change. You see that going on right now on every team.
Gonna be 2 more hits for you.
Chip did what he felt was right, and then he's balancing the salary. He's doing a bunch
DeMarco.
of things there, and I'll tell you, he came
MVP,
back and,
number to 199.
what I think was a pretty nice.
All right, Herman. That's 2 more. There's your 8 hits here for the day. We'll take 2 of them out of our 14 contenders.
But he's also good in the short intermediate game. He knows the offense very well. And that's not taking anything away from the receivers that we had there.
So the rich got richer when the NFL handed out 32 compensatory draft picks yesterday. As a refresher, a team losing more or better free agents than it acquires in the previous year is eligible to receive compensatory draft picks. 10 teams got multiple picks, all of which either made the playoffs or finished with a record of 500 or better last year. So this is the subject of our NFL Insider's Notebook today. Bill, the importance of these compensatory picks for draft strategy.
Well, first of all, the picks, you don't know when you make your decisions where those picks are going to fall. It's known to only a few people whose names are not released to the public. They somehow exist in the NFL office building, but nobody knows who they are. They make the decision. So you can have, for example, the Patriots get a top 3rd round pick, even though they signed Revis. Well, Revis doesn't count. It's a complicated formula. Bottom line, they are valuable to you because they are currency, A, to draft good players. There are players top to bottom in the draft, 4 through 7, and the compensatory rounds, you find good players. Secondly, they are, even though you can't trade them, you can trade other picks around them that you own, which gives you greater flexibility.
Right, and you cannot trade them.
You may not trade them.
Not
No.
compensatory.
No.
Okay, these guys, they're moving on to NFL Live. Thanks, guys.
Have fun.
Better than NFL.
Have fun. Adam and I will wrap up the show when we come back.
All right, let's see if I can get you some good ones. 11 contenders.
Coming your way from the NFC Coaches Breakfast tomorrow from Adrian Peterson.
Let's
and
get,
Cowboys running back situation. Host DeMarco Murray.
12,
as mentioned, NFL Live. Coming your way
6.
at the bottom of the hour. Trey, what's on tap?
Well, hey, Susie, coming up on NFL Live. By the way, we just found out is the Emmy
12, 6, and 16 for you. Those would be some pack replacements. Let's see if we can snag a hit out for you.
Robert
Kraft. What has he done since the Super Bowl? I'll have my conversation with him on the Emmy-nominated NFL Live next.
6, 12, 16. All right, here goes your pack replacements, Michael. Let's see if we can get you some hits. 16, 6, and 12. Good luck, man. All right, it's going to be number 249.
If you do make your own corned beef, send your resume to
Artist proof.
After a trip to their local AutoZone for parts and some helpful advice, Ernie and
there we go. Brandon Martin got the nice on card there.
This shot in the arm made Bernie and Jose feel like they could muscle through anything.
No number on them. Got the prospect hit though. Verlander. Bundy.
Life changes. A small business's life is no different.
Number to 99.
Constant Contact email marketing is built to evolve with your business, month to month,
Bangward.
year to year. So whether it's an email to reach new fans and customers, or
All right, got you one more though, Michael.
Constant Contact's email marketing and free expert.
That's gonna leave you one hit behind Herman.
How much things change. Help your small business do more business. Try email marketing free at ConstantContact.com.
First hit. All right, thanks, man. Whoever pulls the most hits out here today will get the bobblehead. We got Herman in first, Michael in second, and Jason running in third.
All NFL here, all Who's There, a doubleheader of NIT College quarterfinals action tonight on ESPN. First at 7 Eastern, Miami, Florida takes on Richmond, then Vanderbilt and Stanford tip off at 9. Both games also on Watch ESPN at Sports Center after the games. And in our remaining time, something to look forward to tomorrow from the NFC Coaches Breakfast. Let's jump into that. Let's start with the Vikings.
Well, Susan, I think there's going to be a lot of questions directed at the Vikings head coach Mike Zimmer regarding the future of Adrian Peterson. You've seen his agent Ben Dodger come out and say it's better off if he moves on from Minnesota. At this point in time, the Vikings have been adamant that they'd like to keep Adrian Peterson, and there'll be 45 minutes of questions from Mike Zimmer to answer. Most of them, I would imagine, will be revolving around Adrian Peterson and his future in Minnesota.
Yeah, that's actually 60 minutes. That's always
60 minutes,
fun for the
excuse me.
coaches. Yeah, speaking of somebody who'll be popular, Chip Kelly, talking about just about anything.
Anything and everything with Chip Kelly, because people want to know his thinking in regards to trading his quarterback, trading his running back, losing Jeremy Maclin. This is an offense that's in transition, and Chip Kelly is a brilliant football man. He obviously has a reason he's done all this. People are going to want to hear that during that hour-long breakfast.
And obviously a very intriguing talk about the Cowboys and running backs from Jason Garrett.
Well, what do they do? And I think that question about Adrian Peterson hangs over that franchise. Will Dallas find a way to jump into the Adrian Peterson situation that Mike Zimmer will be talking about at a different breakfast table while he's eating his waffles and drinking his orange juice? And this is a case where the Dallas Cowboys, they don't have a front-line running back. Darren McFadden is not considered that anymore in the NFL. Dallas is going to have to come up with another running back to replace DeMarco Murray.
Now here's the best thing is they call it a coach's breakfast, but really the coaches never get to eat. They all
Answer
take some
questions for
food
1 hour.
and then they just sit and answer questions and we will bring it to you. NFL Live right now. Stand by.
Well, Scottsdale, Arizona, Old Town Scottsdale, not too far away from where we are here at the NFL owners meetings. And been opening its doors to royalty in and around the NFL ever since. Hi, everybody, and welcome into NFL Live. So glad you're here with us on this day, day 2 of the NFL Owners Meetings. Trey Wingo here with ESPN Senior Insider Chris Mortensen, the Commander-in-Chief, Bill Polian, soon to be a Hall of Famer, and Coach Herm Edwards is here as well. Lots to get to, and speaking of coaches, today was the AFC Coaches Breakfast, where you got to sit around and talk to all the coaches in the AFC. Perhaps no division's gone under more change in the AFC than the AFC East. The Patriots, of course, losing both their top corners, Browner and Jarrell Rivas. They keep Devin McCourty. As for the Miami Dolphins, they make the big push to get in Dominican Sue, and then they make a trade in tight end.
All right, let's get them all, man.
1-4-7-22.
1-4-7-22.
Go to the Buffalo Bills. As for the Jets, Todd Bowles comes over as the new head coach, and what is old and new is back again as Darrelle Revis and Antonio Filardi and Buster Screen.
12-15-19.
Are back there. And as for the Bills, Rex Ryan is there, LaShawn McCoy, and everybody else. Here's Rex earlier today on NFL Inside.
We have 4 guys that we're going to evaluate, and obviously, it's a critical decision for your organization. You got to make sure you got the right guy. But
All right, let's see what we can do. We got those here for you.
Bringing in Taylor and things, so it'll be good to the mix that we already have.
All you need is one hit out of here to tie the first. 2 hits will take you to second.
We never wanted to lose, absolutely. But to get a player like LaShawn McCoy, you're obviously going to give up something, and we just thought that we liked it from our standpoint to get LaShawn McCoy in, and then they liked it, obviously, getting Kiko Alonso there.
Some reason we're not sheeting here today. 22, 1, 4, 7, 8. That's not 18. That's 12. 15 and 19. All right. Good luck, man.
Really didn't care about answering any of their questions with any great length.
Let's see what we got here.
Like, that's not a big story. It's NFL free agency. I don't know. Just get on a treadmill and start running.
Schmidt.
Speed turns up. Try to keep up in a productive way.
Happy thoughts.
What's NFL free agency? I don't know. I should talk to other people about that. I don't know. See how it goes. There's any games scheduled anytime soon.
Well, I think it's important. You want people to be consistent. And certainly Bill Belichick is consistent when it comes to this regard. And to be fair,
All right. Come on, bud. I'm rooting for you. Let's see. 4 more packs here. Let's get all 4 hits.
Remember the old movie Network that came out? It's like the entire AFC East this offseason stood up and said, we're mad as hell and we're not going to take it anymore. It seems like everybody is sort of gone all in to try and find a way to dethrone these guys. Half the 3 other teams in this division played together.
Come on, hits. Where are you at?
The Packers had a cakewalk through that division for it seems like for the last 10 or so years, with 1 and 2 exceptions when the Jets were good early in Rex's tenure.
And Herm Edwards, of course, was there. We won the division. You did in 2002.
That's exactly right. So they really had been the only challengers. And so everybody now is focused on how do we win the division, how do we challenge them. And Buffalo's made a lot of moves.
There we go. We got 1 there. We'll tie you up. It's going to be the jersey piece.
Miami made the biggest move vis-a-vis New England in getting Tom
Couple stuck base.
Because the best way to rush Tom Brady is from the inside. So that's a step forward
There we
for
go.
a team that was on the verge of being pretty good anyway. So it's much.
That'll tie you up. Let's get 1 more to take the lead.
The Jets and Buffalo do not have established quarterbacks, and ultimately you are not going to beat Tom Brady and Bill Belichick without a top-flight quarterback.
There we go. Taking the lead here.
To me, because the Dolphins,
With the hair and-
Tannehill has been kind of on a little bit of an ascent.
That'll give you 2 hits there.
You would think them, but Rex is
1, 2. You are now in the lead with 9 hits. Taking 2 of them out of our 04.
So, and I love what the Jets doing with their secondary to combat what Bill Belichick's going to throw at them. But I agree with everybody. As long as you have Belichick and you have Tom Brady, you're still the team. And right now, who are you picking to win the division?
Well, no, that's right. Nobody's saying they aren't the cream of the crop. I'm just trying to think, as a division, is this the most competitive, to Bill's point, that we've seen this division in a while?
It might be, but here's the point with Rex. Last year,
Pack 17.
New England physically
I'm not sure. That's nighttime. I got to check. Sterling baseball. Those are nighttime breaks. I'll have to look.
They couldn't kick a field goal. You got to be critically efficient if you're going to beat them. They're so good that you have to make every play.
All right, here we go. In the lead for the bobblehead. We got about an hour and a half left in daytime. Let's see if you can hang on to that lead there, Mike.
Now, when these guys offensively, how can you keep the ball away from Tom Brady? And this is where McCoy comes in. Along with Matt Castle. Remember, Matt Castle's a guy, he might not win a lot of games, he won't lose any games. And that's the critical part. Don't turn the ball over on one of those situations where you give it back to Tom Brady. So if you're Rex, and we talked over here offset, he's excited about the opportunity to coach his football team because he's walking into a place, this team was 9-7 without a quarterback. And now they got a runner, they got a veteran quarterback who's played a lot, not a guy that can win a lot of games for you.
Won a lot in New England in 2008.
With the Chiefs, he went there to the playoffs and he won 11 with New England.
Just so people understand why this is such a big deal. Outside of 2002, when Herm's Jets won it, and outside of 2008, when the Dolphins won it,
14 UFC number 7.
Have won this division, so if they don't own it, they're leasing with an option to buy. And you know what's funny? What we just said? And the 2 times they lost.
All right. Here we go.
Yeah, the Jets in Miami. There you go. So that's the key. Somebody get
Got you coming up, Brandon.
Somewhere else. They won't be signing Chad Pennington in Denver because Peyton Manning is there. And Peyton Manning, happy birthday, turns 39 today. And of course, no quarterback at that age has ever won a Super Bowl or even gotten to a Super Bowl. Yet essentially, that is the charge for Gary Kubiak in his first year as a head coach. Here's Gary Kubiak on the chore and the idea of Peyton Manning and what to do this year.
One of the things about having a veteran, especially like Peyton, he's gonna let you know. And this is what I do best. This is what I feel comfortable with, and that's what you need to go do as a coach. And you may tweak things here or there that you think may help, but you're gonna never take him out of his comfort zone and what he's feels like he does best. But I know we'll run the ball and we'll play pass, and those are things that. Peyton's been one of the best play-action players in the game for many, many years, so I think we can obviously do that well. Basically what I've done is study what he's done, and he's been doing those things for so many years, and then take the things that we do and that we feel is very important to being successful for us offensively, and we meshed them all together, and now it's time to go to work on the total product.
Well, if you look at the total product of Peyton Manning in 2014.
Ah, there we go. We're all cheating now.
Especially when you compare it to the record.
Damn it. It's all messed up.
And you look at the 2 interception games and the 4 touchdown games. But 2 things really changed this year for Peyton Manning. It was the loss of Julius Thomas in Week 10 when he went out with the ankle injury and the loss in St. Louis against the Rams. And then obviously
11-14.
He clearly was not the same quarterback down the stretch because he could not drive off that leg. So he's hoping to be healthy, but not so often in the NFL. A year later, you're healthier than you were the year before. But the idea now is the new offense that Gary Kubiak is going to bring and how it meshes with what they want to do. What do you see as the zone run principle that Gary Kubiak wants to run, and how it meshes with the offense that's in place in Denver?
Well, it's interesting because they average 30 points a game with Adam Gase as the offensive coordinator, Peyton as a quarterback, and the quad injury was a big deal. The offensive line was substandard last year.
Average at best.
Average at best.
Okay, so I think I'm on Brandon here, so hopefully.
The things that Peyton did best in the previous offense that Adam Gase put together with the things that Gary Kubiak.
Check the live break schedule.
Greg Knapp, the quarterback coach, is kind of the conduit before they get together April 13th officially to begin forging this offense. They ran the ball well in Denver. People just didn't recognize it wasn't that much more than Gary Kubiak ran the ball in Baltimore.
No, it's just a different kind of doing it because with the offense the Broncos ran last year was a check with me, and if it
it wasn't. By the way, you can talk to them.
Yeah.
I got word last night. Don't be calling saying we ran a check with me.
Well, listen.
I got lectured.
Well, I understand that, but I can tell you some other people said yes, that's exactly what they ran, and we can figure that out. The bottom line, it's going to be more of a disciplined run call plays from the huddle.
It'll be straight thing. You're out of the huddle and there's a run.
Exactly. So put yourself in Gary Kubiak's shoes. The last 3 years in Denver, Peyton's thrown 120.
All right, here we go. Brandon, number 7 for our 14 UFC.
That's why you're the sheriff.
The sheets are crazy.
Well, Peyton was really at my opinion, in the years.
Santos.
And obviously, they had a fantastic running game.
Numbered here, 188. Phil Davis.
People don't think, well, he can't run.
Hugh Base.
And it really helps the play action.
All right, Brandon, thanks, man.
I mean, all of a sudden you're defending and running. He pulls it out. Peyton Manning is very active throwing the football. So this run game, the stretch that Kubiak wants to obviously use in the system, it's going to work fine. It's going to be 2 tight ends, I think, a little bit more than maybe last year. But Peyton Manning now as well. He's got a run game. It's going to help their offense.
I'm going to give you some names.
Yes.
Marcus Pollard and Dallas Clark.
Absolutely.
2 tight ends. We called that ace. That was our #1 formation. Edger and James, Dominic Rhodes, great running backs, play action game, not too different.
There you go.
And of course, when you guys beat the Patriots in the AFC title game that year, was Joseph Adai, the rookie that ran in the game winning touchdown, and Rhodes had the big game in the Super Bowl win. By the way, all this Peyton Manning birthday stuff is great. My mom turns 80 today, and she's doing great stuff at 80. I'd like to see Peyton do half as good at 39 as my mom. Hey, I'm just saying.
Why is it seating in small print? I don't get it.
When we continue here, lots to discuss, including what to make of Johnny Manziel and the Cleveland Browns. Will he be there when they begin their preparations for the 2015 season? Plus, Texans head coach Bill O'Brien will join us. What's the plan to go after Indianapolis and try and take that division away from the Colts? That's next.
From the very start, I wanted FitCore to be different. If you come to me, it's because you want to do what
1, 3, 5, 6, 7.
It's kind of like creating a brand for myself.
Your business.
What did we get?
Your marketing should be too. With
11
Vistaprint,
contenders.
it will be. Put your personal touch on 500
5,
business
6,
cards
7.
starting at just $9.99. Just enter promo code TV.
3, 5, 6, 7, 11, 14.
Stay true to yourself. You can do this how you want to do it, and somebody else is going to think that's awesome. You want to do it too.
Vistaprint.com.
What do you guys have?
Contenders 11. Herman, you got that 11, right? I'm trying to figure it out. My junk's all messed up now. They weren't seating earlier, man. Not for me, anyway. Then I refreshed it, and now it's all in small print, mixed in with the other orders I was doing. What in the world?
Well, as we continue here on NFL Live, it's been a busy offseason for the Houston Texans. Gone is Andre Johnson, the franchise's all-time leading receiver.
I got 1, 3, 5, 6.
Indianapolis Colts and Ryan Fitzpatrick, the quarterback, has also moved on. Ryan Mallett has been re-signed.
7.
Ryan Hoyer was brought in, and they also still have Tom Savage.
I already busted these, didn't I?
Arizona was there as well, and a major biggest acquisition, literally and figuratively.
Jeez, man, I'm all messed up now.
All those years with the New England Patriots, reunited with Romeo Crennel, the defensive coordinator, who is now going to help anchor that defensive line along with J.J. Watt. And joining us now on NFL Live is Bill O'Brien, head coach of the Houston Texans. Bill, good to see you.
Good to see you, Trey.
So let's go through this offseason here. First of all, we know this always happens every year.
I already busted the contenders for you. I know.
Difficult decisions. You know, I think every year is different in this league, and you know, these things happen all the time. But I know this, that Andre will always be known to me and our organization as one of the best receivers, one of the best players to ever play for our organization. He'll go down as one of the best receivers to ever play that position in this league, and he meant a lot to our team next year, or last year, and we wish him well in his future.
is there any part of you that says you had to stay in the division, so I got to see you twice? Because a little extra spice on top of these games between the Texans and the Colts.
Yeah, I mean that's the way it goes. You know, you can't control where they end up at times, and again, you know, we wish him well, and I thank him for what he meant to our team last year.
And Vince Wilfork, as we said, comes in from all those years in New England. Obviously, you know him from your time in New England as well. As a head coach, the potential defensive line of Wilfork in the middle, J.J. Watt wherever you want to put him, and then Jadeveon Clowney if he ever gets everything right. How scary do you think that front seven could be?
Well, you know, when you talk about putting Watt and Wilfork together, you know, that's a formidable front. Now, JD is in the process of rehabbing his knee and hasn't been able to be out there all the time, you know, so we'll have to see with him. We think he's doing well, he's progressing well, but he's got to go out there and do it on the field. He wants to be out there, he can't wait to be out there. But, you know, if you have all three of those guys out there at the same time, it's a formidable front, there's no doubt about it.
Now, your last year in New England, I think Brian Mallett was a rookie, am I correct?
That's right.
But you were working with Tom Brady, you specifically working more with Tom Brady and Brian Hoyer, and you got Hoyer and Mallett there. When you look at those two guys, how different are they and how similar are they?
Well, there's differences in their skill sets. You know, Mallett's taller than Brian. Probably
You're killing him. Yes.
Then Brian can, you know.
All right, here we go. I got some new 11 for you. I think we're back on track here. Good luck, Herman. This is Fresh Box. Trying to take the lead. You need 2 hits to take the lead in our hits here for today so far.
Eventually, we're going to have to name a starter.
Good luck.
I'm really excited about having both those guys on our team. Phil, you know your team.
See a Julio. I want to see the Julio. Marcus Allen.
And maybe an area or two where you feel like you need to shore up. So one strength I think is that our team understands our philosophy as a staff. You know, they understand how we practice. They understand how we condition, how we lift the weights, all the different things that go into, you know, season.
I think we're all caught up on orders for the moment right now, unless something came in. There we go. Clay Matthews. Oh, Casey Matthews. I was about to say, Clay is not on. Billy? Casey Matthews. Must be the brother. They got a long bloodline, don't they?
I think our corner position as a whole has a lot of depth.
That's going to tie you up for first place. One more hit, we'll take the lead.
Continue to try to add to I like our defense as we sit here right now. I think offensively we're going to continue to add depth to our receiver position. But our
Last pack, see if we can take the lead.
Very, very good young player that had an excellent year last year. Obviously, Aaron.
All right, you guys are still tied for first.
Aaron is a guy that people don't talk about too much during this offseason.
Both you guys sitting at 9 hits. 11 contenders dropping 1 out.
Up front, I like where we are with Dwayne Brown and Brandon Brooks and Derek Newton. Signing him back was big. Our center will probably be Ben Jones, but I think we need more depth on our offensive line, and we'll continue to try to build that depth through the draft and for the rest of free agency here and into training camp. But overall, those are the strengths. I think we need
Okay, I think we're straight.
On special teams, find more guys that can cover kicks, that can
Give me just a minute and I'll check up on it and see what we're looking like.
To improve in those areas too, which will probably come out of the draft, hopefully.
Thanks, Herman.
Where our team is right now, we're looking forward to working with our team starting April 20th and getting going with them.
Bill, you mentioned J.J. Watt.
All right, got Jason up here next.
Of course, he's already restructured a little bit to give you guys some salary cap room. And then you were pretty effusive.
Once you guys were all here, I'm just going to erase that.
The things you liked in him. You got some wiggle room now. You sit there at
11 contenders. 1, 3, 9, 13, 15.
Marcus starts to slide down that draft board next month.
Oh my gosh, really?
What will be the inclination there for you guys to maybe think about trying to make a play for a guy that you clearly like a lot?
Well, let me tell you this now, Trey. I don't know which interview you were listening to, but I was effusive in my praise of that position. You know, I really enjoy watching these college quarterbacks. I enjoy watching the systems that they come from. I spoke highly of Jameis Winston this morning and at the Combine. I think he had an excellent career at Florida State. I think he's able to do a lot of things. He's a smart guy. We were able to interview both him and Marcus at the Combine. Both guys were very impressive guys. I think there's other guys. Brett Hundley. Nobody talks about Brett Hundley. I think he's a good player. Bryce Petty right down the road at Baylor had an excellent year. He's a good football player. So there are a number of guys at that position in this draft that we're looking at. Now, when we're sitting there at 16, we'll see what happens at 16. But, you know, there are a number of good quarterbacks in this draft.
Right in the middle of that first round gives you a lot of flexibility with what you want to do with that pick. Last question on quarterbacks. No truth to the rumor that you've got Hoyer and Mallett, former Brady backups. You tried for Castle, you're signing Rohan Davey, you get Doug Flutie, right? Or we get the whole band back together with Brady backups in Houston.
We were looking for Michael Bishop too, but couldn't find his phone number. No, you know, the thing about that is, it's an ability for these guys to take an opportunity for these guys to take advantage of their time there in New England, backing up a great football player, Tom Brady. Now they're coming here. They've both done it before. In one game. Basically, Ryan did it one game. Brian in a few more games. They both won games in the NFL. They've taken what they've learned from Tom in New England, and hopefully they can add that to the competition here.
It's baseball.
They know our system. They're really good guys to work with. George Gotze and I really enjoy working with those guys. We're excited about it.
And Ryan had one of the great quotes of the year after that one going to Cincinnati. Yeah, where had you heard that before? I wasn't sure. Bill, we appreciate the time. Thanks for being with us. Enjoy the meetings.
Jesus. That messed me all the heck up. Okay. We got some baseball there. I was sitting here looking at football. Damn it. Did I just do 11 contenders? Oh, jeez. Okay, yours was football. Oh, gosh. 1, 3, 9, 13, 15. We got some 6 stars, 7 and 11. That's fresh box. Okay, I'm back on track now. Give me just a second, Jason. Sorry, bud. Probably scaring you over there.
I've always done whatever it takes to get to the next level.
We'll do 7 and 11.
Your dad's mowing the lawn in his underwear.
Uh-oh. Better get makeup. For a limited time, it goes
Running out of ink. Running out of ink.
All right, crew, let's get started.
You guys are cool. I'm driving myself crazy. The whole sheet thing threw me off.
3 days before any digging project, so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
I'm really car sick. But we haven't even gotten in the car yet.
Uh-oh. Better get makeup. For a limited time, Mako's lowest priced paint service is on sale for only $3.99. Mako, America's Body Shop.
College basketball continues.
Squeakies. Here we go. Number 11, number 7. We got 15, 13, 1, 9, and 3. Let's see what hits we can get out for you. Fresh box here. And our 6 stars, 4 hits per box. Vernon Wells. Ace.
Cleveland Browns begin their conditioning drills for 2015 on April 20th. He checked into rehab on January 28th. Here's head coach
6 stars, got all 4 in there still.
The feedback's been good. And again, I've spoken on this before. I prefer to keep this. This is a private.
All right, Denny McLean.
Set date for when he's coming back.
Thought it was going to be the legendary debut auto on there. These have been holding out a little bit.
It's for his football life to get it to where it needs to be, then he needs to get personal life.
Pat Maynard.
Needs to be, so that's where we are. This takes precedence. So it's however long a time.
Mike Trout. That's who we're looking for, ain't we?
Be there when he gets out.
Just
There we
Mike
go.
Pett's statements there.
First hit
What he's going
for
through
you.
now is far more important than anything we'll go through on the
No
football
number on the
field.
back.
For the rest of Johnny Manziel.
It's going to be 1 though, taking him to 5 hits.
Aside from everything else, as
1.
to whether or not Johnny Manziel could be a functional starting quarterback.
Yes, we do not know that. What we know is, and we know last year, we don't know that he could be a starting quarterback. We don't even know if he could be a functional quarterback as a backup. He didn't do that last year.
There we
So,
go.
number one
Atkins going to be
situation
2
is
hits
last
for you.
year. Number two, if
Lance
I'm,
Berkman.
in the Browns front office, my advice to everybody is we better be
Howard.
looking because we don't know what Johnny Manziel is doing.
When they were reassembling their offensive coaching staff and interviewing people, Johnny Manziel's
There we go. 3 hits popping out. Putting you back in contention there, bud.
But it is important, and I know some people who know Johnny who said he's been intent on getting his life right. Most people do rehab.
Gonzalez. 3 hits for you, Jason.
So that's the main thing. Can he play football?
1, 2, 3. That puts you at 7 hits. You're only 2 behind first place.
You just got away from him there. Herm, strictly from a football perspective, what's your biggest concern about Manziel? The way he likes to play, or the fact that durability will always be an issue because of his size?
Well, because of the way he likes to play, he causes chaos. And it's one thing to play in chaos, it's another thing to cause. He causes it on his own, and that's never good because now the offense gets off script. You have to have an offense that's on script. He's got to learn that. Hopefully, when he gets back, he can learn that. Remember, this offense now, new offensive coordinator. So they start all over again. That's just so, this is why they bring in a veteran quarterback. Obviously, they got
All right.
This defense was 4 against the run. 30
Got about an hour left here in daytime, guys. Whoever has the most hits in their end of the day here will win that bobblehead. Exclusive from the Summit.
Patriots and Buster Screen, of course, one of the 3 cornerbacks now with the New York Jets. Lots more coming here on this edition of NFL Live, including the Tennessee Titans. Is it possible that 1-2 is the way the quarterbacks will go? And what does Tim Wisdom have to say about Marcus Mariota? That's ahead.
Come with me. Lieutenant Arcos 000 is my go-to protein snack. Okay. Protein from yogurt. Yep, this Greek non-fat yogurt packs 15.
Still sitting at 6 divisions there for our black gold. So we got black gold and triple threads up. We got blowout prices inside of our randoms. Check out our Sterling football pack number 5. It's the closest to go with 8 spots.
000, official yogurt of the NFL.
The Volkswagen Jetta is really fun to drive. Go for it. Okay. Wow. Woo! I'm dreaming. Pinch me. No, not while you're driving. And right now, you can get a $1,000 Volkswagen credit bonus on Jetta models.
All right, Herman going with the UFC. It'll be a brand new box here. 2 boxes combined to make 1. We got how many? Actually, how many hits do I got listed in that?
Undo the locks and throw away the keys and take off your shoes and socks and run you.
Should be 6 hits in that.
Take a little time for the child within you. Don't be afraid to be young and free.
Yep,
Undo
6.
the locks and throw away the keys and take off your shoes and
I only got it marked down for 4, but there we go. I just fixed it there. We got 6 hits, 3 per mini box.
It's not home, but for every well-considered detail, it comes one step closer. No wonder more people choose Delta than any other airline.
Dang it.
Phoenix, Arizona, the place to be this week as the NFL owners' meetings are here at the Arizona Biltmore Hotel. And don't forget where you've been for the last hour. Our new all-season time NFL Live, 3:30
spring training. Well, that's beautiful. It is wonderful here at the Biltmore Hotel. For those of you that are still cold back east, I'm not going to lie to you. It's better here. It just is, and we feel your pain. But we are enjoying being here in the desert.
We got 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 11. 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 11 packs for our UFC. We also got 2012 extra edition, number 11.
What's available and what kind of impact that player can make on your team. You know, you got to do what's best for your organization at the time, and you got to get
That's
as
a
much
fresh
bang
box
for your buck
as
you
well.
can. You know, that's why we've done a lot of work. We still have a lot of work to do over the next month as far as evaluating guys.
6 to 10 hits inside here.
Marcus is one of those guys. To me, he shows a lot of qualities that you see those guys have been successful in the league have. Team you can see gravitates to him. You can see how they really like him. He's an accurate thrower. He doesn't turn the ball over much. He can extend the play. He can do a lot of the things at that position that guys have had tremendous success with.
Well, one of the things that goes into the process for Kenwood at the Titans is what the name Zach Mettenberger and Charlie Whitehurst, the quarterback that they have on the roster. As you can see, Whitehurst of the two is the only one with a win as a starter, and Zach sort of got thrown into it last year as a rookie. But the rank of quarterbacks, 37th and 30th, and the rank 38th.
Be 11.
Rank out 38 quarterbacks with 150 attempts. Clearly, you either have to believe very strongly in Zach Mettenberger's potential, or you realize you might want to move on here. You know, historically, guys, since 2009, if you take a quarterback that high, they're going to start games, or they're going to start games early. I think since 2009, any quarterback since one who has started at least 10 games in the regular season. Bill, the idea of going down this road again for the Tennessee Titans, it wasn't too long ago that they took Jake Locker very high in the top 10 of the draft. Is Mariota a guy you believe that will eventually go as high as 2 when it's all said?
I think so. You know, when you talk about the top 3 guys in the draft, you're talking about
Number 11. We got 11, 7, 6, 5, 3, and 1. All right, this should bump you into first place. Let's see what we got. 6 to 10 hits.
To sit very late. He's not going to
There we
sit
go.
and slip. I can't believe. Not with people.
Short print to 25.
As they do. So Tennessee is a lot.
That's going to be 1.
To trade up to. 3 would be a logical place to trade up to. We just heard Jason Black say that they'll answer the phone with the number 1 pick. Although that's
Bucks GM.
Yeah, that's less likely, but
because they need a quarterback.
Couple base
Where
on
the
top.
Gonna be. I don't see Marcus Mariota lasting much past
Johnson.
the pick in the draft if it happens.
We talk so much about Winston is more pro-ready.
1 numbered in that.
Pressure on a head coach to keep the job. Can you risk taking a guy that you may not think right out of the box?
Number
is
888.
because of the system that he comes from.
Well, Ken is in a tough spot.
Jim Miller.
Defensively, he needs a lot of help as well. He's got a quarterback in Mettenberg they like.
Couple base.
Last 2 seasons, so you're dealing with a guy that is in college, and I know he's in Neil Ashton. So this 2 years in a row. So
I had no movement on top.
Unlocked.
That's even more injuries.
And now you have a guy that can really be the face.
You get fighter ships with that.
But you can't give a whole
Nice. 2 of 8. Anthony Pettis.
don't have a running game per se. So these are all the conversations you're having right now. But at the end, you'll know
Got 2
this
of
very
8.
well. When you get the quarterback, it's easier to fill the other positions for the next 2 or 3 drafts.
And here's what I think.
Looking for them hits.
Page is that what quarterback is pro-ready? Maybe except Andrew Luck. Even these guys who
Number
come out
to 888.
are not
It's 288.
They're not going to do it. in the
Got
first
Edgar.
year. Now, I know that Wisenhunt-
Pulling out all the refractors.
And I don't think unless something's happened.
We got one yet?
I think he remains fascinated with it. So
Wow, they're holding out.
we speculated, and that's all it was about Philip Rivers.
6 hits out of 12 packs.
Philip will deal with the Chargers directly, and that may be a year down the road. But I
388.
believe that it's open for trade up to come get a Marcus Mariota, depending on what the Buccaneers decide in the end.
Wow.
What you just said earlier.
I can't believe it.
Former head coach was a quarterback guru who was a West Coast offense guy.
Number to
West Coast
888.
quarterback and offense well. And he said, with all of these kids coming into the league now, playing in
88.
spread formations from the time they're in.
Oh my gosh, they all held out. John Jones. I cannot believe you picked all the packs that didn't have the hits. 2, 4, 6. That means every pack in our UFC should be a hot pack there. Wow, I can't believe that.
How they transitioned out of the NFL because of what they've been in. It's the quarterback.
We got one more for you though, man.
Situation going forward to the draft.
And that takes the lead with 10 hits.
Maybe a change in scoring rules, one we haven't had since they added the 2-point conversion in the early 90s. What to do with the extra point? Will it stay where it is? Will it be moved back? Will it be moved to the 1? There are all kinds of parameters in place. One head coach told me earlier this week, directly, it looks like we're getting rid of extra points. There are all kinds of situations on the table. Mort, what's the latest you're hearing on whether or not we're moving it to the 1, giving the coach the
All right, Herman.
back to the 15, making it a 32-yard field goal?
Didn't do you that good on that round. Sorry, bud. One hit, but it took you in the first place there.
The extra point. We had Rich McKay, the chairman of the competition committee, on during NFL Insiders, and he talked about that placement of the ball on the 1-yard line, which will get a lot of discussion coming up on Wednesday.
All right, we got Jason coming up. Bowman Platinum, number 7.
Moving it back to the 15, that's come up, but I know this much. He seemed to think there was some energy here building for that placement for the ball on the 1-yard.
We got 08 SPX 111.
It's entirely possible that this may get tabled to the May meeting because there's lots of
And
talk.
11
There's no
14
coalescing at
platinum
this point,
as
at least
well.
that I've heard around any particular
I'll
option.
put up a new
It
box
may
of that
happen
08
overnight.
in just a
That-
moment.
that's
Should
one
be
of
a
the
hot
things
box
we've seen.
now.
But right now, I'd say there's a likelihood it'll be discussed tomorrow and may be tabled until May.
That would be a great change to put it from the 2 to the 1. I would say the majority of head coaches are going to go for this because you know the odds of you making it is probably about 66% of converting. And if you miss it, and
That's coming up next.
Points, you come back the next time, you're going to make it. Just you're still going to get your 14 points anyway.
That's an excellent point because we did the math last year. 2-point conversions from the 2-yard line converted about 48% of the time. So basically, it's like kicking an extra point because you get
Here we go. We got pack number 11. We got 11-1 and pack 7. So let's do these and do the SPX. We know you got 2 hits for sure.
Box now can ring down directly to the officiating crew, usually the side judge.
Alright.
If he
Elite
sees somebody
refractor.
that needs to be checked, and the example that everybody's talking about, at least the United States,
Base.
from the Super Bowl when Julian Edelman got it. So that injury spotter upstairs can now directly communicate with the side judge and say, you need to
Another
check
refractor
number
for
11,
Matt
whatever it may be.
Barnes.
And that was back
Posey,
in
check it out.
something that
Ortiz.
the was trying to push in the past
And
year.
Jeter right behind it.
Today.
Thought one of those would have been the auto. Alright, well we got 2 hits for sure. Let's see what we got.
College football, high school football. I mean, this is player safety at its finest. Now you have another set of eyes up there that can actually call timeout.
Base.
You got a guy injured.
Andrew Jones, number to
You're a
125.
coach, you like this. You really do. Because the pressure's off you now making that
And the
decision.
Braves
You're the
uni.
head coach at the end of the game, and you get up and-
Labeled a Dodger.
Hey, remember on the third play of the game,
That's
if you see
funny.
the left tackle, you go, what are you talking about? You can't, right? You look like you're
There's.
losing.
Alright, here we go.
Protect the players or not.
2
Now
hits.
it's about-
Mendoza.
takes it away from you as you're in that game plan, looking at that sheet, trying to figure out what goes forward.
Alright, so 2 more hits there for you.
Forward in the 2015 season. When
1-2. That ties you in first place there, Jason.
the season begins, it will once
Thanks,
again,
man.
Be a situation for Phillip Rivers. Will it be his last year with the San Diego Chargers? There's lots on the table there, Mark. Sort of talked a little bit about that. We'll get into that again. And what has it been like for Robert Kraft, the owner of the Patriots, since another Super Bowl win?
There's nothing like being at home in any of the New England states. I actually can't buy a meal wherever I go in.
NFL Live, brought to you by the makers of non-drowsy Claritin. Live Claritin Clear.
From the very
1,
start,
2,
I wanted
3,
Fit
4,
to be
5,
different. If you come
6.
to me, it's because you want to do what I do, because I don't do what I do. It's kind of like creating a brand for myself.
Your business is unique. Your marketing should be too. With Vistaprint, it will be.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Starting at just $9.99. Just enter promo
That might boost you up there, bud.
at Vistaprint.com.
Stay true to yourself.
13.
You can do this how you want to do it, and somebody else is going to think that's awesome.
See what we can do for you, man.
Incredible. I've been Claritin Clear for 10 days.
When your allergy symptoms start, doctors recommend taking one Claritin every day of your allergy season for continuous relief.
With powerful 24-hour non-drowsy Claritin, live Claritin Clear. Every day.
Well, you got a sweet hit out there for sure with the 101, I know. Number 13, 12. I don't know how it managed to happen. There's only 12 packs, 6 hits. All 6 packs that are left should have a hit in them. That is insane to me. I haven't seen that happen yet. Alright. So 04.
85% of people who travel will go someplace.
Sorry, y'all. Alright, let's get into the goods.
It's time to find someplace new.
Number 388. Here comes the first hit. Nice little on card. Jurgensen. Base. Johnson. Couture. Looks like it jacked us, man. Jeez. 888. You guys saw me open the box fresh right there just a second ago. It's gonna be 2 hits, BJ Penn.
In February, the Tom Brady for Belichick era, but they are still waiting to see if the NFL whether or not there will be any penalties coming their way for the idea of using underinflated balls in the AFC
288.
Indianapolis Colts.
Another big piece of the mat for Vasquez.
I like to worry about things I can control.
Jumbo mat piece.
I know
3 hits per mini box, man. You guys saw me listed up right there, so I don't know what's up, but here's the rest of them coming on out.
the year before the Super Bowl, so we're worried about the 2015 season.
First autograph.
And that's our focus.
And again, the investigation by the NFL and Investigator Ted Wells remains under investigation.
I'll give you a pack replacement there. Try to knock out that hit.
We'll have that for you when it happens.
Brian Stan.
Of course, the Patriots did go on to beat the Seattle Seahawks in the
Number
Super Bowl.
2/100.
Title for both Tom Brady and Belichick. Earlier this week, I had a chance to speak with Robert Kraft about what life has been like for him and the team since another championship.
Alright. I got one more box of this stuff here, so let me see if I can pack replace it for you. First, let me count your hits. 1, 2, 3, 4,
One thing we work hard
5
at
hits.
is only hanging with good people,
Oh yeah,
trying to do good, build
1 hit
business,
missing.
and have a little fun.
What in the world?
Ever think it would be like this?
Jason, we didn't get one out of that UFC.
Patriots and where it might end?
I mean,
We ever got a chance on
Herman? Let me check your packs one more time.
change that culture, and I'm happy we've been able to connect with good people that have helped us do it. And there's a great sense of pride. And you know when you
Yep,
see
they got us 1
wherever
hit.
I go in the country now,
Here we go.
they're Patriot fans, but there's nothing like being at home playing with the United States. I actually can't buy it.
This past Super Bowl had to be somewhat special after the disappointments of the last two. You're trying to get 4 with Tom and Bill. The story's the magic number.
I hope 5 is the magic number.
But for now, 4 is the magic.
Well, we played at Malcolm in the second. I don't know if it's generally but he got beat in practice.
I'll get you 1 hit back. I'll fill a thick pack in here somewhere.
Coach, he said when you see that lineup like that, you just paint your record. You know,
There we go.
wow, it was pretty exciting.
Let me just number the rest of these.
He's gonna be replacing Darrell Revis and Brandon Browner.
How do you move on from that and then go forward in 2015?
Well, I'll be very frank with you, losing Vince Wilfork was tougher for me. Vince, you know, is someone I have a strong connection to. And he's been,
I'll list those up in a second. Here's your pack replacement, bud.
Kissing you that before the game. It really showed the emotion that you guys shared.
488.
That you guys
side that went well.
Here's your hit.
Well, he used to.
It's gonna be a Matt Hughes. All right, check it out, bud. That's a good one right there. Got the Matt Hughes.
Blessed memory.
Jumbo Matt relic.
Kiss me.
All right, not bad. Got you your 6 hits. Let's see what that does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. That puts you in the lead with 15 hits, bro. You're in the lead by 6 hits. 11.
I'm not thinking about it, and I'll do whatever I can do to try not to let it happen.
We're here at the owners' meetings. What are some of the things that you're really excited about that the NFL is trying to move forward with?
One thing I hope is that we invoke the new rule change of moving the extra point back to the 15-yard line. I think we've done some great things in the health and safety area.
Another big initiative at the owners' meetings here this year has been the possibility of getting a team in Los Angeles. How important do you believe that is to the future of the league?
I think it's essential. I really believe now we're in a position where in the next year we'll have 2 teams in the Los Angeles area with great venues. And I think the area is hungering it.
All right, bub. Fair and square.
When we come back, Philip Rivers playing things out. What does that mean for his future with the Chargers organization as they ponder where they'll be playing in the future?
Listed up a new box of the UFC. 5 hits in there. Don't forget, guys, our Saturday stuff is listed, so you can find a 3-box mixer in the daytime weekend tab for Saturday night. Got all our spots available, but we're going to do an absolute 3-box mixer here. And our absolute's going to be 2012, 13, and 14. You get 1 team, $14 spots, 32 spots available. That's going to break on Saturday night. Tons of blowout sales on our randoms. Our Sterling baseball packs have been reduced to $3. Our Sterling football packs reduced to $2.75. You also get a free silver pack random spot for each spot you buy inside the football Sterling. And we're actually on pack number 5, so we can do that right after pack 6. Star Wars has also been reduced down to $7.50. Spots are 11 in stock, and you get 2 random letters for that. We got division teams up here in daytime. These can break anytime that they fill up. So whenever they fill up, they're on demand. I'll break them and list up another one. Right now we're doing 14 black gold. We got 6 divisions available in that. These are team divisions, not random divisions, team divisions. So you can buy a block. Same deal for Triple Threads 2014. I think we only got 7 in that one. 7 in that one. Those will be working whenever they fill. We'll go ahead and break.
Building a better world. Time Warner Cable.
It's gonna take a lot to get that one, man.
For your favorite show. That's why we invented this. You can start over thousands of your favorite shows for life, and it's free for subscribers. So if you have episodes in progress, never miss a minute. Visit TWC.com to learn more. Time Warner Cable. Enjoy that.
What up for those of you that are watching the baseball game between the Phillies and the Braves? Welcome in to the Arizona Biltmore Hotel here in Phoenix, Arizona, side of the NFL 2015 Owners Meeting. Continue tomorrow at NFL Live. Proud to be here, proud to join us here. So glad you joined NFL Live. Great window here with Senior Executive Chris Mortensen, Commander-in-Chief, and soon-to-be Hall of Famer Napoleon, and coach, Herm Edwards, is our continuing blank.
All right, give me a second.
From the NFL owners meetings will continue through Wednesday. Of course, not too far away from here, west, is the San Diego Chargers, and where they're going to be playing next season will be in San Diego. But after that, it's up in the air, and that may be why the future of Phillip Rivers is up in the air. Their franchise quarterback has said he's going to play out his option and run his contract out in 2015, and then see what happens with the organization. Here's Chargers head coach Mike McCoy on his current franchise quarterback.
You know, I'm looking forward to the 2015 season, and I think so is Phillip. And so everything else is all speculation right now, as Antonio Gates said. So we plan on Phillip retiring a Charger. Tom Telesco has said that a number of times. He's a great leader of our team, and we're very fortunate to have him. And we've all said all along that a big reason why we're all here is because of Phillip Rivers. So we're looking forward to him having been better in 2015.
So the idea is what's going to happen with Phillip Rivers at the end of this contract. And more just so people, for clarification purposes, understand, this really is not a problem in any way, shape, or form Phillip has with the coach, his teammates, and the organizations. It's just a logistical situation regarding him and how he wants to raise his funds.
Well, he has been transparent about that publicly and privately, I think, with the organization. And that is, he and his wife, Tiffany, are parents of 7 children. And he's not ready to go move them to Los Angeles, if that's what the Chargers are going to do, and go through that process of
All right, let's get some legends.
That's the business sometimes, but those are very personal and private thoughts.
Give me a fresh box.
You mean, I think it would be a little bit ignorant to think he has been some questions. And now you take your family, and now you're talking about moving to Los Angeles, going into the last year of your contract. You're not in control of the situation the team is. That's why it has to be very personal and direct with the football team and see how Phillip really feels about it when the team says, here's what we want to do.
And just so people understand, Bill, it's not unusual for a franchise-type quarterback to play out of contract. You did it with Peyton Manning all the time.
Did it 3 times.
But did he ever come to you and say, I want to go play somewhere else?
No, he never did, no. But it's not unusual, and especially with a player like Phillip Rivers, those contacts are going to be with Tom Telesco, with the head coach, with the Spanos family, and they'll be closely held. And I would be a bit surprised if he does retire a Charger. But they don't know.
Gonna do 1, 3, 5, 6, 7.
And this is where a head coach really has to walk that fine line between working for the front office and working with the players.
11, 14.
Yeah, really, I mean, you're going to decide on the player side. And look, it's all about this season. We understand the business part. We can't do anything about it. You're going to not allow that to become a distraction in the locker room, because you got to play this year. This is the most important thing you got going. But Phillip Rivers, I do know this.
What's up, Bill? Got you coming up next, man.
And, when he says something, you can better believe that's how he's feeling. I mean, he doesn't just say things, all right? He's about principle. So if this thing goes
Number 14, 11, 7, 6, 5, 3, 1.
Now, in his mind, he said, I don't want to move to LA, so where does he go?
Well, that becomes
Johnson, we got a Vincent Brown rookie. Stalker, LaShawn McCoy. Steve Smith.
Family was 6 years before Phillip and Eli.
Namath Gates. Got Julio rookie. Jerry Rice. Dorsett. 4 hits per box.
And win a Super Bowl. And of course, new head coach Gary Kubiak is part of the change in Denver.
The Daniel Thomas, Kyle,
things about having
Titus
a veteran,
Young,
especially like Peyton, he's gonna
Ronnie
let you
Lott.
know. And this is what I do best. This is what I feel comfortable with. And that's what you need to go do as a coach. And you may tweak things here or there that you think may help.
John Elway, got Tannen Doss, Rudolph, Cap. There we go. Got a Cap rookie. Got the jersey piece.
And those are things that, Peyton's
It's gonna be
been
one.
the best action players in the game for many, many years. So I think we can obviously do that well. Basically what I've done is studied what he's done. And he's been doing those things for so
Sandy
many
Dalton,
years.
Cecil,
And take the things that we do and that we feel are
Von
very
Miller,
important to being successful for us
Roddy,
offensively, and
couple
we mesh
base.
them all together. And now it's time to go to work on the total
And going to work will be different for Peyton Manning this year. And you look at Peyton,
Gabbert, Ballin,
2013 and what he did.
Biashab,
A couple of caveats.
number to 299. Phillip, base. For that second hit.
That changed things, and then in the first game
Johnson.
against the Chargers, it was the quad injury.
Go, Vereen.
Threw him off his game down the stretch.
Joe Montana.
He'll get healthier a year later at 39 in the NFL.
All right, so one more out there, Herman. Thanks, man.
The way they call run
That's going to put you at 11.
in Denver this year because of the offense that Gary Kubiak.
You need 5 hits to take first place, Herman.
That will be different, although it should be noted that Kubiak's offense only ran for 200 more yards than
3, 4, 5 for Bill.
200 yards over 16 games is not much. Isn't much, but listen, as Gary mentioned, yeah, he can do some work out of this offense. I think what's interesting is how they want to mesh the two systems, and Greg Knapp, the quarterback coach, is going to be vital to that, to them meshing the two systems. April 13th is when they can really
11 Gridiron Legends.
start to work this thing forward. But they averaged 30 points a game, and he threw for more yards, more touchdowns, and won more games than any quarterback during these years in Denver. So the main thing, obviously, is they want to win.
Taking us down to 3 hits.
Want to win a Super Bowl before.
Exactly. And this
Which
really,
he has.
this really puts
Here we go, Bill. 13 rookies and stars. Fresh box.
So it really is the only thing for Gary Kubiak this year, and then taking that such aside, there's another plan in place for Gary Kubiak. But that's a lot of pressure on the first.
Well, it really is. I'd rather have that pressure than the other one trying to find a quarterback. Right now can run this offense. It's really going to open up the play action pass for them. When he was really at his best, I thought, and Bill had it, and Indy, they had the 2 tight end system, that one running back that ran the stretch, a lot of play action passes. Very difficult to defend. And you talk about Peyton Manning. If Peyton Manning gets a good running game going, he might throw 60 touchdown passes.
Plus, he was under center a lot in Indianapolis.
Well, the stretch play.
The stretch play was the big part of our offense. So he's done this all before. The only difference will be that I'm sure they're going to have some plays called where the call comes in, run it, and there's no checkup.
Right.
That's probably the only difference.
A call from the huddle will be running the play instead of running into something else based on the formation you're seeing from the defense.
And he doesn't have to do the bootleg, but he can just set up behind the tackle.
That's right. Half roll is as good as the bootleg in terms of if you've got a good running game and a good front side run fake, half roll is perfectly good.
You know, we're having
We got 3, 4, and 5 for you, Bill.
Maybe Bill, the better question is, C.J. Anderson played pretty well as a running back for the Broncos last year. Is he the type of runner that can fit into what Kubiak wants to do when he wants the football?
The answer to that
Sorry about that, man.
because Kubiak's system is plant your foot.
Here we go. 5, 4, 3. Fresh box. Got 4 hits per box. Good luck, Bill.
CJ does, and he shears people off at the second level, which is what all Kubiak runners do. They run through linebackers.
Got Robert
Like
Woods
this,
for the
they
rookie.
run right through him. And he's perfect at that.
Taylor.
Montreal is also not good, not
base.
bad at it. I think he'll fly.
The way Anderson finished off a couple of those runs in the playoff, lost to the Colts, and of course, the little screen pass he took against the Raiders would change that game completely as the offense.
Got the Ryan
Okay,
Swope.
a signing may be happening here in the NFL more. It looks like Ray McDonald formally thinks that the 49ers released after charges were filed. Or not charges, they were investigating him.
Investigated, no charges filed.
Touchdown Club, RG3.
Domestic violence charges.
Ryan Otten, couple base.
He is signed with the Bears.
All right, Bill. Thanks, man.
The new Bears defensive coordinator.
So again, it looks like he may be going to the Chicago Bears. And by the way, the Chicago Bears now have coached by John Fox, formerly of the Denver Broncos. And John, of course, with the Bears in the NFC. We will hear from the NFC coaches tomorrow at the NFC coaches breakfast. But one of the things, Herm, that you know very well about coming to the owners' meetings, get your picture took.
Yeah, and I have a feeling that Andy's going to have a Hawaiian shirt.
Is that Andy or
Well,
Boomer?
we can't, well, would be either. There is the annual picture of all the head coaches. So we're going to break down this coach's picture. It's not Where's Waldo, it's Find Andy Reid. Pretty
Easy.
simple.
To the left.
Lower left. With Andy Reid there, not too hard to find. There's Bill Belichick, and I think we ought to notice not only is there a smile, but please break down the jeans and the flip-flops.
Yes, but you were at the Super Bowl at this press conference.
Yes, business
Just the
casual.
fact that he shows up with the picture was news.
It's Arizona, it's a resort.
That's
It's
perfect. Pete doesn't seem as happy about things as Bill has been.
No.
And I think they're 1 yard apart.
Bruce Arians.
Oh, there you go. There's Bruce Arians.
Skipper.
Gotta wear the hat.
Okay, and then,
Gotta wear that. Very popular in this part of the country.
I know where Andy's at.
There's Andy Reid. You know what? I think there's a simple philosophy we all try to live by: be who you are.
That's exactly.
And I think Andy Reid is very comfortable being who he is. It's easy to find. Always a good time to see the picture. Again, we'll hear from the NFC coaches tomorrow. Final day coming up on Wednesday. The NFL owners meetings at the Biltmore Hotel. NFL Line will be there. We'll see you tomorrow.
Well, she got the last.
So let's do this.
7 assists and a win over and the Warriors blowout win record. Now, yesterday, Mike, MVP.
That's not, okay, so first and foremost, that's not that Russell Westbrook putting up a historic is in his favor.
Oh,
and I was there when I said it.
I take that 15, and he's number one. The same Russell Westbrook who is shooting 31.8% over the last 3 games. That one leading the league with an average of, 21.3 shots per game, and yet just hitting it at a 42.7% clip. That same Russell Westbrook,
Yes,
that's the one with the inside track.
That guy.
See, Mike, I figured you out. I have. So you're just gonna go down swinging, regardless. Like, even in the absence of logic, you're just gonna go down swinging. I never say, speaking about mixing words, I never said that Russell Westbrook didn't deserve to be on a ballot, but I just didn't take it as far as you saying, well, he's got the inside track, and he's number one, and he's the guy right now. I'm like, what?
One. If the season were over now, which is not, it would probably be James Harden's award for me. I don't need you extolling
how does Russell Westbrook have the
because the
inside
season's
track?
not over. It's a regular season award.
So
the regular season is not 70 games, it's 82.
Okay, so if the
You're making me raise my voice at 12:03. Twisting my words.
I'm not.
Are you trolling me right now?
I'm trying to follow you.
This makes no sense. It incenses me that you constantly dismiss the things that Russell Westbrook does in order to fit your pro-Steph Curry agenda. Props to Steph Curry. A lot of people have him number one. I have been extolling the virtues of James Harden all season. I gassed up the Beard's bus. So I don't need you to tell me about what he does for the Houston Rockets without Dwight Howard. All I simply said was the season that Russell Westbrook is having. By the way, I have Will look this up. Since you want to throw out numbers, you want to go old school.
Let's go ahead. Let's do it.
You know how many people have had 27 points per game, 8 assists, 7 rebounds, and 2 steals for the entire season? One. You might have heard of him. His name is Michael Jordan, and he averaged 32, 8, and 8, 88, 89. If you take out steals, which weren't always calculated, only 2 other guys in NBA history have ever had the type of season that Russell Westbrook is having. You may have heard of the other one. Big O.
Okay.
So that's the company he's keeping right now.
Hell,
So that's why
that's funny. Well, it's not too funny.
My hypothetical ballot. 12 games left in the season.
But I feel you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These will close out our 04s here. Let's see what we got for you.
See, you did your slick. You thought you were gonna hide from me the fact that you had a little MVP ballot. You were working.
All right, this would probably seal up your deal here, man. I don't see you losing now.
Mike's MVP ballot. Oh, there it is. Russell Westbrook 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and number 6 Kevin Love. Because in your mind, a top 5 ballot actually means 6.
Here we go, man. 24, 23, 21, 20, 18, 17, 16. We got 14, 10, 9, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2. All right. All right, I'm going to run through some of these base here. I got all your base set together, so still going to get sent to you. I'm just going to run through it, though, to find these hits. Haven't seen one of these yet.
So it's over. It's over.
It's between 2 people.
Oh, yeah, I have.
It's these 2 people.
So you're saying that something
Thought there was something special there. Remember the 600 there? It's going to be 1. All right, here we go. Got the duel. 175.
Kevin Love shed some light on it. Mike and Mike yesterday morning. Take a listen.
It's going to be 2 hits.
same with, each and every coach, Coach Blatt, and each and every player on the team. But, that's part of the NBA. And I think, as I said all along, as long as it's really good and it's fun, and, I'm sure that, he's going to have me in the next picture. We'll see.
Let me ask you a question. You have to
Base pack there.
every day. That said, does it really matter that LeBron James and Kevin Love aren't best friends and they're not doing karate in the garage?
The answer is actually yes and no. And I know that seems like I'm sitting on the fence. It doesn't matter in the sense that, yes, we've seen many great tandems, many great players play together and not necessarily, buy one another Christmas cards. We've seen that throughout the history of sports. However, when you have a situation where Kevin Love could leave Cleveland and things, it's been an up and down season for him.
All right, there's probably a jersey piece in this one.
All season continues to struggle with finding his role in this offense.
Yep, there she goes.
On this team, I'll continue to say what made the Miami Heat experiment work is that they went in with a
Lowry.
plan to do it together. That was not the plan here. The plan was LeBron
That's
said,
3 of them.
I like Kevin Love. I really like to play with him. Come on, join and come aboard. But when you go and you see how he struggles throughout the season, and you know LeBron and the subtweeting and all that, then you have to wonder, like, the fact that they have a relationship that's a work
Base
in
pack.
progress. It may not be enough to make him go, but is it enough to make him stay?
You used the phrase on the fence earlier, but I'm joking, not on the fence. But this is one of those situations where people should be in general. Why, when Kevin Love says we're not best friends, do people deduce that to mean, well, they must be enemies? There's another problem. Have you always been friends with everybody that you've worked with?
No, not best friends, certainly not.
Right.
You can be cool. It's levels. It's cool, cordial,
You don't even have to be cool. You don't have to associate. You just got to come to work and do your job. That's it. Now, Kevin Love doesn't do a very good job.
Got 3 of them here so far for you.
Putting shots in for his defense. I know what you're going to say on that. Offensively, he hasn't fit in very well. It would behoove all parties involved. This is Kevin Love's first sniff of the playoffs. He said he plans on being cast either way, but that doesn't make headlines. This makes
I know. When is Harper going to jump out?
and the Cavaliers to make this relationship work. So I still have not given up on him remaining in Cleveland. He said all the right things, and maybe just saying it and going along to get along.
Here we go.
Perhaps. But this idea that they got to be all buddy-buddy, and he got to be all up
Jonathan Ash, number to 400.
the one that we show when he's not in it, when LeBron is taking a picture with his clip. There's the other one on the
That's
plane
4.
when he's next to LeBron. Look at that. Bodily physical contact. Kevin Love has his arm
Number
around
5.
LeBron. It's all good. That's on the plane. It's just a picture. That's all it is, a picture. Not to mention the fact, and when I was a teenager, I used to argue with my mom about this all the time because I thought I knew it all. No, never me, right? My mama told me a long time ago, she's like, you think you got all these friends. Now, the older you get, there's going to be fewer and fewer people that you actually call your friend. That's reserved for
All right, 5 of them.
besides me, Kelly Carter, and Carrie.
That does my 04 SP also.
Friends. How many of us have them? How many actual friends do you have in your life?
Well, it's not a big list or a long list,
Right.
but I have a circle, as they say, and that's part of my
Circle of
circle.
trust.
A circle
All right,
of
let's
trust.
list your 5 hits here.
I didn't have to be shouting out all my friends. They were like, how come Mike didn't name me? See my girl DJ and the wife.
All right, I don't see anybody touching you now, bud. 20 hits.
Get smaller. And again, I'm not saying
20 hits today, man.
that they have to go to movies together and hang out and do activities and all that.
Bill bump
Yeah, they don't have to do any of that kind of stuff. But I do think sometimes when you're making a decision, if you're Kevin Love, and even though he said the right things, like he plans to stay in Cleveland, well, we don't know how this season is going to play out.
Correct.
If in his mind he's like, do I really want to stay in Cleveland? Well, one of the things that might influence it is a better relationship.
That's not the top of the list. It's business, not personal.
A better relationship.
Money will have a lot to do with it. Look, the Wayne Wade, Chris Bosh, LeBron thing was special.
Yeah.
Every successful organization has not had that. So later on in the same interview, or at least
All right. Looks like that bobblehead's getting closer and closer to being yours, bud. We got 19 minutes left here in daytime. You got 20 hits here for the day. The runner-up is 11 with Herman.
Who's having a better year between these two?
Herman's got to hit 10 more hits to beat you. I don't know if that's going to happen here today.
Bron took those few games off and those couple weeks off that Russell Westbrook.
Got a nice 1-on-1 there, too.
you know, they're both having an MVP type season, but I'm going to go with Russell Westbrook because he's, I mean, every single night you're looking at his stat sheet. They're fighting for a playoff spot. Even with
Herman 13. We got 1, 11, 14.
Kevin Durant potentially being out the rest of the year, and him still going out there and really.
All right.
fighting for
Herman's hot on the trail.
and fighting for that 7th and 8th spot in the playoffs. I think Russ is arguably having the better season.
So he backed his fellow Bruin as opposed to his current teammate. Thank you for your honesty, Kevin Love. This ain't about kissing up to LeBron. He's stuck with the facts.
That's, you know why? Because they're not better friends. He's better friends than Russell
So
Westbrook.
you lied?
So, no, I didn't say
doesn't matter.
No, I didn't say that.
Here we go.
I'm just saying that,
Never know. Could have a hot box. 1, 11, 14. Or 12 had the first pack 1 hit come out. So that might have a good chance of being a hot box.
a stat stepper.
Peterson.
But you would know, wouldn't you?
See,
Couple base.
you completely put a negative connotation to what he was saying.
Abreu.
What I said was that
Number to 200 there, Gonzalez.
you sit up here talking about
The
stats.
die cut.
No, look, I don't mean to be little. I just don't think it's highly of it. No, I think he's a great player, and plus I just enjoy
Here we go.
being with you, as if you have-
Renfro.
It's just fun, that's
Nice. The short print there. 20 of 25 for Hunter Renfro. Status green. Auto die cut. Gonna be one more there for you, Herman. It's gonna take you to 12 hits.
I like his honesty.
Taking 1 out of our 13 elite.
Even though he didn't point out the fact that LeBron has actually played more games than Russell Westbrook. But that's okay. I'm going to let him live. That'll be great. Moving on to some NFL. Adrian Peterson's agent, Ben Dogger, told reporters at the NFL owners meetings that he doesn't think it's
1 to 5 hits possibly left there. That might be a hot box too, because we got a ton of packs. All right, Herman, thanks, man.
Reiterated at owners meetings that Adrian Peterson is under contract and that the team fully expects him to be a Viking this season. All right. Do you think, Mike, that Adrian Peterson is kind of overplaying his hand here?
Not at all. And I'm going to tell you how this game of poker is going to end. He's getting traded by the draft.
I heard that, Herman.
He's going to be gone by April 30th. Mark it down, write it down, take a picture, whatever you got to do. He's getting traded. The game of poker, chicken, whatever you want to call it, this stare down is not so much between Adrian Peterson and the Vikings as it is between the Vikings and, say, for instance, the Cardinals and the Cowboys. The Vikings are just saying what they have to say
Put on a good front.
so as not to sacrifice any imaginary leverage. But if I'm the Minnesota Vikings, it is ridiculous not to trade Adrian Peterson. Let him go break the all-time rushing record for somebody else. Last year was a blessing in disguise for Minnesota. You got to see what life was like without him, and it wasn't all that bad. Because you can miss the playoffs with him, and you can make the playoffs without him. You got your quarterback, go get yourself a second-round pick this year, a player perhaps, and a conditional pick next year, and go about your merry little way. If I were the Vikings, I'd be doggone if a dude that I tried to play last year after he got in trouble for child abuse, that I tried to play and only sat out because I had to because sponsors were pulling out. If this cat doesn't want to be a part of this organization, fine, we can do bad by ourselves.
Well, but they also could be looking at it from this standpoint. Yes, they did make the playoffs without him, but maybe they're thinking.
No, they missed the last year.
They missed the last year. Yeah, I know what you mean.
They missed them with him.
They missed them with him, right? So regardless, either way, you're thinking, well, we got a pretty good nucleus going. You know, they found a quarterback finally. They do have a running game. Maybe it's not of the same elite level as what you would have with Adrian Peterson. Maybe they're thinking this guy, if we bring him back, given what we already have and already figured out, why wouldn't that make for a recipe where they could make the playoffs?
Possibly, or the picks and the players you get in the trade could be just as good, or you could find a running back to do it. Who the Patriots started running back in the Super Bowl this year? LeGarrette Blount?
Yeah.
Okay, now I know the other team had Marshawn Lynch, but still, he's not. You traded Randy Moss in your franchise history. You traded Dante Culpepper. You traded Percy Harvin. Eventually, Adrian Peterson, it doesn't seem like it because he's made out of metal, he's a Terminator, but eventually he's going to retire. He doesn't want to be there. I'm not saying you just give in to any old player that complains, but given the circumstances, this to me feels more about principle, and no player under contract is going to tell us what to do than it is about logic. And logic says a 30-year-old running back, and by the way, did you see how we turn 30?
Oh.
When you turn 30, this is how you want to turn 30.
No, this is not how you want to turn 30.
Is that too much? Is that doing too much?
He's riding a camel in a theme of, I don't know what he's trying to do there. All right, I'm doing something.
Symbolically saying, whatever team gets me, I can take them over the hump.
Did you come up with that all by yourself?
No, I didn't.
Your mind is a scary place. But here's the thing: if you're the Vikings, though, don't you feel like you have some leverage too?
Of course, he's under contract.
Yeah. Not only that, You think Adrian Peterson wants to miss any more games? So, okay, you don't trade him, and he's still hollering. You treat him like you would treat anybody who's just ranting for the sake of ranting. You let him work it out the system, and then when they're all tired and they see they're not going anywhere, then, I'm just saying, hey, man, you got to strap up for us. That's just the way it works.
No, that's the facts of the case. You're right about that. If they want to hold his feet to the fire and say, if you want to miss money, be our guest.
Right.
But I don't think it's necessary. That's cutting off your nose to spite your face.
Well, not
Just
really.
move on.
He's still good.
Yes, let it be good for somebody else. You can be good or bad without him.
I sound like a Tyler Perry movie. I can do bad by myself.
Yeah, Taraji was in that, right? Jamie Foxx was at the party, you know.
Well, that was one of the redeeming qualities. The theme, not so much.
All right, we got some company coming through. Another UCLA Bruin that Jamel will probably hate on. Quarterback Brett Hundley makes his and hers debut to talk about the draft. And, you know, we got to ask him whether the Bruins are the luckiest team to ever make the Sweet 16 in terms of history.
And my man Tom Izzo had some very interesting comments about what works in recruiting. And guess what doesn't go over as well? National titles, apparently. We'll be back with that in a moment.
He's making $13 million this year, $15 million next year, $18 million in 2017. You want to pay a running back that?
Excuse me, do you have the keys for the razor case?
No.
Can anyone help me get some razors?
It's kind of like they don't want you to buy razors. DollarShaveClub.com delivers amazing razors for just a few bucks.
So that told you to stay outside.
All right. Hey, Herman, hold up, bud. You're going to be runner-up in second place, man. I ain't going to let you go empty-handed. It ain't much, man, but I'll go ahead and award you second place. I'm going to throw you these 2 promo hobby packs here that we got. The first set of the new season, 14-15, with the brand new rookie class in there. I'm going to go ahead and give those to you for second place, Herman. So let me go ahead and bust these for you.
Does she make pitching your work? Eat wings and watch hoops worth it? Yes. Yes, she does.
This is the first set of the new 14-15. This class is supposed to be super good since the 05-06, the best class. So throw these 2 for your runner-up. Good luck, man. Let's see if we can pull you a monster out. These come from the Summit. Only given out at the Summit there, so let's check them out and see what we got.
This website says free credit scores. Oh, Credit Karma. Yeah, it's really free. Look, you don't even have to put in your credit card information.
Alright, that's a reprint there. It's going to be a Duncan Keith. Got you a nice little die cut here. Minnesota Wild from Matt Cook. Let's try this other pack.
Most of my time
Good
is
luck.
owned by other people. I have to find those moments to finish my degree and achieve my goals.
It's a reprint there, Upshaw.
And I want my kids to see me do it.
It's another gold purple die cut on this one. Boston Bruins.
That you have to make to reach your goals.
Bobby Orr.
You have to find the dedication, you have to find the passion to get it done.
Not much, man, but there you go. Threw in some promos there for you. I appreciate it today, Herman. Thanks, man.
In the hit mobile game. Download Heroes Charge now.
Hi, Phil Swift here. This is Flex Shot, the easy way to caulk, bond, and seal. Simply push the trigger to make quick repairs with pinpoint accuracy. Flex Shot fills huge cracks and holes, making everything completely waterproof. And it's mildew resistant, perfect for kitchens and baths. Flex Shot is a super strong adhesive that lasts up to 30 years. Water gushes out of this huge hole, But after it's sealed with FlexShot, there's absolutely no leaks. That's amazing. You can get FlexShot for just $19.99. Plus, we'll include this extension tube. But wait, we're going to double your order. That's 2 cans of FlexShot and send you a free handy can of Flex Seal. The easy way to stop leaks fast. You get it all for just $19.99. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-495-4870 or go to flexshotoffer.com. That's 1-800-495-4870.
The roads were horrible. So much ice.
Ice? Your dad's mowing the lawn at his underwear.
Uh-oh, better get Mako. For a limited time, Mako's lowest price paint surface is on sale for only $3.99. Mako, America's body shop.
The first hybrid in America. A Honda. The first to meet the Clean Air Act standards. A Honda. And now we're the first to do something else. The Honda Dream Garage Sales Event! Right now you can get an amazing deal on a Honda Accord, named the 2015 IIHS Top Safety Pick.
The Honda Dream Garage Sales Event. Get a dream deal on an Accord.
Alright, so nobody's gonna match up here with Hawkeye here, so I'll go ahead and show you, bud. I don't know if I showed you yet all. Bobblehead. Take them on out. Summit exclusive special there, the Hobbies Funko Pop. Summit exclusive. Just to take it out to show you. There you go, man. Bobblehead. Macho Man, Randy Savage. He ain't moving while he's in there. I'm not gonna take him out the package, All right, that'll get you. That'll get you there, bud.
Jumper to beat the clock when he posterized Jason Maxill off the pass from Howard. This one I want like forget about the rules. They're trying to, get rid of Tibbs and, bring in Matt Iowa State, Hoiberg, Derrick Rose. Look out. I said Al Hassan before. We talked about Pepperidge Farm remembers that too. Y'all don't know the Pepperidge Farm joke. I get that. The internet gets it though. That's why I'm here.
You're plugged in, so I take your word for it. So Pepperidge Farm, is that meant to signify something being outdated?
Whenever you say, remember when what is it, Pepperidge Farm?
Pepperidge Farm. They did use it all the time.
You had some commentary during the break about our Denzel Washington discussion. Floor is yours. All right, so you guys.
Last call for packs here in daytime, guys.
The great Denzel Washington. You say glory. You say Malcolm X.
Yeah.
Hurricane.
Sure can.
You pulled out Booker Eli. You were listening? Yes. We were talking about the low-key good movies. I didn't say it was the best movie Denzel ever did. I said my quote was, I like it.
We had 2 1-on-1s today. Here's the first one, a 1-on-1 printing plate there. Anthony Pettis. Got the jumbo piece of the mat with the stitching in it. 1-on-1.
And it's what I call the pay cable type of movie. It's like, it's on, and I already I'll watch it. Yeah, but I'm not pay-per-viewing, and I'm going to the theaters, and here's my $12. So since you're in the hate kind of mood, by the way, what? Brett Hundley's talking about Denzel.
I like that Matt Hughes too.
Him saying, you guys will be in Pelican Bay. What is the lockdown? Your program. Yes, exactly. I'm the man up in this piece.
Since you just settled that debate, why don't you settle?
Hate hard on me again.
No, why don't you settle another debate we are having? Look, Mike Smith is basically handed the MVP trophy to Russell Westbrook.
Did not do that.
Okay, and meanwhile, I'm still trying to acknowledge the fact that Steph Curry and James Harden are still playing basketball.
Right.
Now, Harden had 44 last night. Curry was a plus 30, 24-6 as they beat the Wizards. I'll go to you. Has James Harden, has he moved ahead of Steph Curry in this MVP debate?
Not ahead of Curry, not for me. I think what Curry is doing on the best team that we've seen in a long time in this league is special. And I think the numbers are skewed a bit because, as I said on SportsCenter earlier today, there's a difference because one of these guys doesn't have to play the fourth quarter. Curry doesn't have to. His team is so good, and they're good because of him, not and with him. Right. They are that good because of him. Look at his on-off numbers. He is #1 in the NBA in RPM. Real plus minus is the stat we track. It basically takes into account everything, who your teammates are, where you're playing, et cetera, et cetera. He's #1, and for a reason. He's incredible. But I'm going to agree with you that if we're going to look at who the runner-up should be, James Harden.
And what about Russell Westbrook? Where would you have there?
I would have him, honestly, under Anthony Davis. So fourth. Okay. Because to me, I give credit to the guys who have been brilliant since day one. And I feel like Russ turned it up the last couple of months. If we started from, January 31st? Yeah, he's the MVP.
Let me ask you one final question. If you had to have him fourth, would that person, I don't know, theoretically have the inside track on the MVP?
That was my opinion, not his. So
I'm just because I'm going to say he has him fourth.
Here's what I said to me.
That he does not have the inside track.
I was there when I said it, so I know what I said. All right. I said if Russell Westbrook keeps putting up triple doubles, and even though the league took away the last triple double, I'm not taking back what I said. If he keeps putting up triple doubles and they make the playoffs in the West, having this statistically historic season that he's had, maybe not start to finish, but most of it. Lead the league in scoring, 4th in assists, 2nd in steals. He should be the MVP. I've been driving the Harden bus all year. I respect Steph Curry to the fullest. What Westbrook is doing, we just don't see that often in NBA history. That's all I said.
And you said he had the inside track.
Yes, if he keeps doing it without Durant and Ibaka, there's still 12 games left. I would rebut that those two guys are doing stuff that we haven't seen either. Fair enough. And to throw, because at the end of the day, this is my thing. What Westbrook's doing is incredible. If any of these guys wins MVP, I think they're deserving. There's no such undeserving MVP candidate. That's all I've been trying to get across. But it's a close and a difficult balance. Yes, it is. But at the same time, we're really putting weird, why is a triple-double special? Because someone just said, no, but think about it. Why is it special? Because someone said, because it's hard. If you do 10 of these things, at least 3 different things, that's pretty good. It's pretty arbitrary, really. Is a triple-double harder than shooting like Curry shoots from 3? Who you, Jake? On the I'm just saying. Reinvent the game? It's just a question. It's just a question. Is a triple-double harder than, here's what Harden does as far as drawing fouls? Can't forget the triple-double. I said this earlier. The only other person, the only other person, if he wasn't out of these triple-doubles, you wouldn't be capable of like that.
Oh my God.
If he was doing 29 and 9 every night. He's averaging 27, 8 assists, 7 rebounds, 2 steals. Only other person to ever do that for a season is Michael Jordan. That doesn't mean anything to you either. His PER is about 30, Mr. Analytics. That doesn't mean to you either. The reason why everyone's caping for it is close to 30. It's a triple-double. Triple-double is his marketing tool. That's what it is. If he didn't have triple-doubles, nobody would mention it. Not in the same. Never take a break from hating hard. No, it's true. I was born like that. All right, we got to do it too much countdown. A man sets himself on fire. We mentioned man on fire. Under the guise of a world record, proving yet again that the apocalypse may just be a pause.
But first, there's a DTM honorable mention. Thursday, Taco Bell will introduce a new line.
I want 2 of those.
Biscuit tacos. A biscuit can't be a taco.
I want 2.
How? That's a biscuit.
The star of that is the jalapeno honey. I mean, not even you can hate on
it. No, the star of that is.
Give me 2 of those. I gotta sit out. I can't fulfill stereotypes. I can't.
And we begin with the National Football League finally addressing its most urgent and societally important problem. What to do about the extra point. Ignore concussions. Keep Ray McDonald signing with the Bears and Greg Hardy with the Cowboys to yourself. Ponder later about Washington's nickname and its owners suppressing media criticism. Forget the Deflategate investigation. Don't worry about the commissioner train wreck falling down the flight of emergency stairs that runs along the wall of the bottomless pit. Wait till later to address the fact that things are so bad that even Roger Goodell had to appoint.
All right, that's going to do it.
Or that to fill the job, he had to poach the director of the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives because Batman is busy in Chandler.
All right, guys, that's going to do it here for daytime for me today. I'll be back again tomorrow, fresh at 10 o'clock, loaded up tonight with breaks, so check those out. Don't forget, we got division teams inside daytime now, so you can find them inside the daytime weekend tab. As soon as they sell out, we will break them. They're on demand. Tons of sales on our randoms as well. All right, hope everybody has a great night. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Mike, Thanks, bud. I appreciate it. Herman, Jason, Brandon, Brian, Jonathan, Bill, Eric, all you guys, Adam. We'll get back up with you guys tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody.